graves containing nearly 50 bodies, many believed to be migrants. The first grave, located on a farm in Kufra, held 19 bodies. In Mali, a convoy near Gao was ambushed by gunmen, resulting in the deaths of 25 civilians, primarily gold miners. The attack also left several individuals injured, who were transported to a local hospital. Joseph Eckerson reports,
"No group has claimed responsibility for this assault, which is the deadliest on civilians in Mali this year."
The Trump administration has directed the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, CFPB, to halt nearly all operations and close its headquarters from February 10th to 14th. This move effectively suspends the agency's rulemaking and investigative activities. A U.S. Marine from California is among 4 individuals killed in a plane crash in the Philippines. The incident also claimed the lives of 3 defense contractors whose identities have not yet been disclosed.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host or guest and should not
Should have
be
said that last
interpreted
night.
as statement of fact.
Oh, yeah.
Independent fact-checking and corrections are encouraged.
Oh,
Get
yeah.
some coffee in here, please.
Oh, no. That's this, that's that. Boy here, boy there.
Damn good coffee. And hot.
I really need a friend.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Well, that really doesn't work out for me.
Good.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Right.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with the Dog. You make me laugh.
Listen, if you came looking for a guy who's going to make you laugh, you try Joe Rogan. I'm not going to make you laugh. I'm not going to laugh at you. Cool. Let's see. Considering all my on the downside of life, you can really laughing at me. I'm just seeing if the thing ends on the phone and goes boom, 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 boom again. Because I don't like it.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking.
I don't have a dog that needs, well, I have a dog that needs walking, but I'm going to make my wife walk it. These are loop buttons. Nothing wants to cooperate with me in life. This is my problem. Good morning. If it feels like Monday, but it's not, it must be Tuesday. It must be Tuesday, February 11th, 2025. On the bright side, it's not January 11th, so we're closer to spring. That's the bright side. That's the good news today. I'm here to preach the good news. It's gospel of Napo. It's closer to spring than it is to fall. Yeah. Today, actually, I'm Mr. Matt Napo today. We have in the second hour a guy named Mr. Phil Strickland. I don't know where he earned his degree in Misterism, but I'm curious. He said, now, I got the impression yesterday, I just kind of let it slide in a moment, that GD, he told GD he was booked here before and nobody sent him the link. So I did a little looking. I don't have any record of him ever being booked here before. I'm not saying he lied about this. I'm just saying there's no record of him ever being booked here before. And it just strikes me that I would remember Mr. Anybody, even Mr. Ed. Oh, Wilbur. So there's that. I don't know. It could be. Listen, maybe he was, and I screwed up legitimately, but the calendar backs me up. Two different calendars back me up, and Mr. Ed backs me up. Oh, Wilbur. So we have that. I already played the news. The news is not. You know what? We're going to hell. Here, I'm Alan Edwards, and here's the latest headline news. Fuck you, the world's going to hell. Now, it's news in 60, or in news in 6 seconds, or in 0.6 seconds. Fuck you, it's all over. Last night, Mr. Stephen Ortiz talked to a guy who talks to the dead. Or he doesn't talk to the dead. I don't know what he does. He sees things. I don't know what he does, to be honest with you. I'm not sure he knows what he does. He hears voice. He doesn't hear voice. He doesn't talk to. He talks to archangels. That's what I got out of it. We had one phone call, and the guy couldn't hear me. We were trying to use Google Voice, so it was on the technical back end side, and my back end is technically my back end. It's failing. I have cancer of the back end. I keep saying that, but it's not like I've been diagnosed. I just have you don't need to hear me. You just don't need to hear this, do you? I'm stalling for time. I'm just making these misters wait before because I Mr. this, Mr. that, Mr. We should play Mr. while I try to think of a commercial that you might be interested in. You're not interested in Opus clips, are you? You're really not interested. You should get it. CapCut is going to be a sponsor now. They've reached out. I didn't reach out to them. They reached out to me. I guess they saw I was trying to push Opus on you people who don't really care about Opus. Said, well, who's Opus guy? Oh, they got this dude. Let's try that dude. Not knowing that it's not working for Opus Clip. So maybe I won't play them because I just talked them into a conflict of interest, didn't I? You know what I should play? I should play this because this guy's like the weakest ass fucking narrator for a commercial.
Mind Bloom is helping people achieve life-changing clinical and personal breakthroughs, alchemizing both the psychedelic medication, psychiatric care from psychiatric clinicians, coaches we call psychedelic guides, and a lot of content and meditations and programs into this really transformational experience that, because it's delivered at home, costs a lot less and is a lot more convenient for people to receive.
That's where you advertise a freak out medicine. You say you want to trip your balls off, you get yourself some Mind Bloom. It's cheap, and it's cheaper than street acid. And you're gonna see. You're gonna talk to archangels. That's what you're gonna do, ladies and gentlemen. In the room with me now are Mr. Steven, the sitcom Ortiz, Mr. Ron Kane, and Miss G.D. Fenderson, my favorite bitch. Good morning, bitch. I'm sorry.
Good morning, America. MindDogTV.com. Is it going to be February 15th before you know it? And if it is, and you didn't get a gift for your Valentine, oh boy, did you fuck up. But it's not too late to make up to her. Come to the Valentine Apology Tour. I just made that name up. The actual name is the Art of Republic Comedy Show, February 15th at the Art of Republic place in Columbus, Ohio. Get your tickets at mpscentertainment.com. Use your promo code MPSCGDF.
Columbus, Ohio. Are you on that show? Or Stephen who's on that show?
That's Mr. Phil's next show.
Oh, Mr. Phil.
The next show he's producing.
Now, Mr. Phil is not Dr. Phil. Just to be clear.
No, far from it. He actually believes in
being a mister.
He actually believes in the goodness of people and does not endorse Donald Trump.
Oh, does he actually have a legitimate MR in front of his name?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Now, where did he get that?
Actually, you mispronounced it. He is actually a doctor of mysticism.
Mysticism. Okay.
Mysticism.
Got it. Mysticism. I got it.
Yes.
Welcome to Low Hanging Fruit Comedy Show, brought to you by MindDogTV.com.
Well, if it was that low hanging, he would have got it right the
It
first
sounded
time.
like an archangel. Did you hear that? Or it's just me? I'm going into my.
He sounded more like an Archie angel. He sounded like more like an Archie angel.
Archie angel, yeah.
Yeah, Jughead to be precise.
Yeah. Could one of you guys reach out to my favorite guest ever, Queen Elizabeth Croydon, and get her on the show? She said I got a message from her last week that she's ready to come back on, but you know what? She knows how to do it. I just I'm lazy. Plus, I'm burning the candle at both ends. I don't know if you could tell that. Can you see the candle?
Your wick did look a little lame.
My wick.
Yeah, your wick looked a little burnt.
Mr. Wick. Mr. John Wick.
Mr. John Wick.
All right. So
shaken, not stabbed.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. I've been burning the candle at both ends, and it's really blistered me a little bit. So I've been not paying attention to all this crap that is being thrown in my face by the internet. And I'm just hearing headlines, and I'm like, wow, if you just read the headlines, you would think the world is about to get right. You would think things are going to go well. Because all the headlines I read are Trump is losing his mind. Trump is about to be 25th Amendment. He's about to be put in an insane asylum. All the left-wing people who do videos that get thrown in my face in the headlines. Trump is having a breakdown on. Now, I haven't seen any of it. You know what any of that is alluding to? No
idea.
No,
idea? I haven't heard or seen anything similar.
Well, I'm just I've been Charlie Brown lucid enough that I'm not going to believe any of it. It's just like it's wishful thinking.
Probably the best way to go.
Yeah.
I mean, Trump has not had his right mind for decades, so why would it's like losing his mind? That's like old news.
Don't disagree with you one bit there, but apparently he's having like moments on camera that are just like really.
Can show the moments on camera. Don't talk about it because then.
Well, I think they do. I just haven't seen it because this is why I'm saying I'm ignoring the videos and not watching the actual things they're talking about and just seeing the headlines. And from the headlines, I would be ready to think Robert Mueller is about to.
And I would not trust any video unless I saw the entire thing, because I remember what Fox News did with Joe Biden. Where the parachutist landed near him, and he was talking to one of the parachutists, and he cut they talked the person he was talking to out of the picture, so it looks like he was talking to himself. And then he starts to walk over there, and they cut all those people out, so it looks like he's talking to himself, and he's just wandering to nowhere.
Yeah. Who's that? Ian attacking me again? Ian loves to attack me. Ian hates me.
And who cares? And who cares if he's unstable anyway? It's not like anyone would move him out of power. I mean, look at Mitch McConnell. Reagan had Alzheimer's. Who gives?
Joe Biden. Even Joe Biden for the last year, like that dude was basically a geriatric statue stand-in for the president, and he still was kept in power. So Trump could basically do anything short of starting a nuclear war and probably be okay.
And plus, when you sit there and complain about, oh, this guy is too old, and then you have this old other codger, you're
I gotta be that. I think that's gonna age like warm milk.
Our country's like a stripper with a daddy problem. It just can't get away from the old white guys.
I think you're wrong.
On which part? Which one?
We had a chance to have a beautiful female black president, and we chose the old white guy again.
They're not gonna. No. That is just so ridiculous to think that. Because here's the thing where Gigi said, on what part? The part that said they would never move him out of there. I think the oligarchs would be much happier with President J.D. Vance, who might have a 40-year run as the head of the corporation, the Corporation of America that they want to set up.
I agree, but I think Trump hasn't done enough damage. I think the oligarchs are waiting for this. for Trump to fuck things up so drastically that J.D. Vance looks like the hero coming in to fix things, and then people will be more conducive and more receiving of J.D. Vance, and the things he does to fix things just solidifies the fucked upness.
Right, and this theory has been put in place since J.D. Vance was named as the VP, and that the idea that the people who are putting out these videos that are making Trump look bad and saying Trump is losing it is actually the Peter Thiels and the Elon Musks and the people who actually want to 2050. Like J.D. Vance has been the plan all along. That was we got to get rid of this fucking old man.
The Archangels. The Archangel said that they cannot put J.D. Vance in power because he wears eyeliner. Anyway, back to you, Ron.
I don't know if you saw how much makeup Trump had on at the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
I think you're being optimistic, thinking Vance. They want to instill Vance.
I don't think that. I would call him optimistic. That's my worst nightmare. I'd rather have Trump for another 10 years. I
think what's going to happen, they're trying to put all these people in place, and in a couple years, we're going to have another January 6th, except it might be worse.
Yeah, I would don't ever call me optimistic again.
Well, I mean, everyone's like, well, they're going to put the problem with Vance is he doesn't have the charisma that the old crazy man has.
Ask your couch what your couch thinks about that.
Well, my couch has been in therapy ever since he was nominated because he was afraid that the government will come to our house and just take all of our layable furniture.
The question is there more J.D. Vance DNA on the vice president couch or more Peter Thiel DNA on that couch?
Do you think
I think there's more Peter Thiel DNA on J.D. Vance.
I think that the Proud Boys want J.D. Vance as president because they lost their name to a black university, and when J.D. Vance takes power, they can call themselves the Lazy Boys and kind of rebuild and restructure.
Well, he's making fun of us with low-hanging fruit recently. I think.
Yes, I was, and then I took some for myself. Back to you, Matt.
All right. So I'm seeing a lot of headlines. I don't know what to believe because I'm not watching. I'm not following up on I'm being like a cult member, like a MAGA cult member. I'm just looking at headlines and saying, "Oh, that gotta be true." But I saw one this morning. Rogan is gone off the deep end with some conspiracy theories about like the Hillary Clinton stuff. Remember when Hillary was just murdering everybody according to the conspiracy theories? I think
Rogan, she killed my paw.
Right, she killed everybody,
and she ate my dingo.
Right, she killed anybody who died. Must have been Hillary Clinton. Like, where was Hillary? Rogan is claiming that there are people like within within the government, the deep state, that are just killing each other, and without any proof of this stuff, just putting this out there to 11 million fucking insurrectionists, would-be Barbies, whatever. Just putting this out there that they're all working against the Trump's plans, and they're killing each other, and they're planning to assassinate everybody. And now I got this all just from the headline again. I did not watch the video. I'm not doing it. I can't bring myself to do it.
Well, everybody knows that Hillary's been behind the 4 plane crashes and 4 fatal plane crashes that have taken place under Trump's administration, just to make Trump look bad.
There was another one yesterday, right? Another plane crash in Tucson, Arizona, something.
Yeah, it was planes running into each other. 1 or 2 people killed. There's been 6 or 7 airplanes.
I mean, with fatalities, because now I'm only counting 5.
5 or
there
6.
There was one that didn't have a fatality at SeaTac, Alaska. Okay, let's see, Alaska, the Philippines, Potomac. The Potomac.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the Potomac with the Black Hawk.
Philadelphia.
And then the one in California.
Arizona.
Yeah,
California.
or Arizona.
Oh, yeah.
Arizona would be 5 if that's
Listen.
a fatality. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't
It was
go
a
by me.
fatality, yeah.
Again, I'm just reading headlines. What the fuck do I know? According to what I read this morning, there was a show here right now, and so that headline could have been a lie.
I think it is.
I think it is. It doesn't feel like a show. It feels like I'm about to pass another big old rock out my cock.
Oh no! Please don't do that.
I did
Hey,
yesterday.
hold on.
You didn't hear me scream?
No, I didn't. But maybe the giant praying mantis archangels will save you.
Yeah.
I did hear that right. Okay.
Yeah, you heard that right. Oh, you heard that right.
Okay, now if you look at praying mantis, and I'm just saying through.
Wait, hold on. If we're gonna talk about the show, hold on. We're gonna talk about the show. Hold on. Mondays, 9 p.m. And you missed it last night. And if you did, check out Mind Dog TV right here on YouTube.
If you missed it last night, you will probably get a visit from Men in Black sometime today.
Or men in shave cream.
Right.
I'd be down for that.
I think we need to incorporate a disclaimer into that program.
100%. Yeah.
This guy, listen, whatever he believes, but he was making statements there that were, very affirmative as a fact that, were not necessarily.
Oh yeah.
It was what he believes. Don't be telling people things that, I forget what he said, but.
The fact that he says he talks to archangels or that he hears archangels, that's
all fine. That's a belief, and that's obviously a belief. But when he starts talking about the origins of COVID, when he starts talking about origins of COVID or stuff like that, it's like I'm thinking, "Fuck, I didn't hit the disclaimer."
Yeah, I tried giving a disclaimer before we started, just in case. But yeah, we definitely need one to play because that was that was fun.
You never know what these people are going to say. I'm fine with them talking about archangels. That's just another guy who did too many mushrooms or whatever. But when he starts talking about what his beliefs are about actual things that happen in the human race and society and politics and government, no. You can say whatever you want after we play a disclaimer that you're fucking crazy.
Well, I'm not great at hiding my emotions on my face, so there was times you could clearly see where I'm just like, "What the fuck is this guy even talking about?" Or that's not okay to say, or just like.
I didn't see your face last night. Because I was listening. I didn't.
No, that's fine. But it was a good conversation, I think, overall. But
you couldn't call and test them. No, it wouldn't have worked anyway. They tell. StreamYard should really work on this. For the $6 billion a month they charge me, they should work on a phone call system. What they tell you to do is use Google Voice, put it in the background, and leave it on stage, and it redirects to your own number. So we had one guy call. I'm saying hello to him, and he just kept saying hello. You're who is this? Hello. I was like, this went on for like 3 minutes. I hear Steven tell him, Matt, put the phone call in. I'm still saying hello to the kid. And he's just back and forth. It's like
maybe they can't hear the people, like they can't hear you, but he might have heard Steven.
Well, I didn't hear him though.
He didn't hear anything. He didn't hear anything.
Oh,
yeah. I heard Steven. I heard me. I heard him. But
couldn't it have been a spirit that he pissed off from beyond, and that's why nothing worked?
He did say that they play pranks, so that could have just been a spirit playing a prank.
If it was an archangel, it was an archdemon, right? Oh, he doesn't talk to demons.
No. Wait. He said demons don't exist.
Demons don't exist.
He said
never met Ron.
There's spirits of everything all over. The archangels are different than the regular spirits, and
Right.
That's normally what my wife says after I'm done in the living room. There's spirits everywhere.
Does she just mean your nasty cheese farts?
Wow. So demons don't exist. That's an interesting one. I'd like to get him on with like a born again Christian and have them debate the existence of demons.
Well, he said he'd be willing to come back anytime. So
we definitely need a lawyer on here, because with me being white, I just want to commit crimes now and just defy a judge's orders, because I can, right? Because I'm white, I'm allowed to do that.
You have to be a white Trump supporter. It's not just white. You have to be a white Trump supporter. Can you take that last step?
Is
that I need money too, right? I need money.
Oh yeah, yeah. So if you can do those last two things, Ron, you're in. Can you swear that you will support the Trumpistan?
Sure, I don't have to put my hand on a Bible. It's cool.
That's true. No, you don't have to, because he set that precedent doing his thing.
It wouldn't mean anything if you did.
And do you swear to be rich? And
your hand on a book you don't believe in.
Do you swear to be richer than God?
I'll try and do my best.
It's like me putting my hand on my wallet. I don't believe in it, so it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, but the thing is, the second ceremony is for show anyway, because in what they do is they do a ceremony before that one. He's already been sworn in private. The other one is for the public to see. That's why if they fuck it up, they don't like correct them and make them say the right words or something. It's like, because he's already been sworn in private. It's like the other ceremonies for senators and Congress people, where the justice does it privately, and maybe there's footage available. Same thing here.
I'll swear in your privates.
I forgot.
Don't do that. They're swollen enough.
It was something about the religious aspect of this. I know I was heading that way of the whole demons don't exist, all that stuff. I don't remember, but I remember him talking about the Men in Black, and it's just like you could tell stories. Lots of people have crazy stories, but show me something. Show me something to make me believe anything. Like, show me something.
How about my nipple? Want to see my nipple? Would that make you believe in demons?
Oh yeah. Fauci was sworn in as a third level Freemason. And then what was the other thing they were chasing?
But being a Freemason is so bullshit anymore. It's
better than being an enslaved Mason.
Well, anybody can be a Freemason. It's not by invitation only anymore. I was a third degree Master Mason at Bremen Lodge 414 in Indiana. Anybody can become one. It's not hard to do. It's a bunch of old dudes sitting around figuring out how to pay for where they're at, planning fundraisers, and then getting drunk afterwards. That's literally all being a Freemason is.
I can do that. I can be an old white dude.
Brick? I thought you had to lay brick.
No. The Freemasons as a secret society or a fraternal brotherhood it's literally just any male over 18, no ladies allowed. You have the ceremonial handshakes and the ceremonial bullshit, and then it's just hanging out and drinking afterwards. It's literally just a bunch of hoopla.
Now my late brother used to tell us that he was a Mason, but he was also he was a congenital liar. I mean, he just, so we don't know, because being a liar and a thief, he could have stolen the ring. You know what I'm saying? He had a ring.
You can order those on Amazon also.
Yeah. Oh, this would have been way before. There was no such thing as Amazon. This was back.
That's right. You're old anyway.
Fuck you very much. This was back in the 70s. You know.
Oh, so you could have bought it on the street like a Rolex,
or stole it.
Could have, yeah.
And he served in Germany.
Give him the benefit of the doubt that he.
No, you didn't know that. You didn't know my brother. You can't give him the benefit of the doubt. Whatever if he says to you, if my late brother said to you, it's raining outside, go outside, put your hand out, and get a glass of water. So one, you can see that it's wet, and two, have that water tested to make sure he's just not pissing on your leg, because he was a compulsive liar.
Yeah, it's easy to get that stuff, but yeah, I mean, you literally now can go online, right? You request information from the Freemasons, and then they call you up, and then like within a month you join, and then you just go through the process. It's literally
What's the number? I want to call the Freemasons right now and get them on.
I think it's like freemasons.org, and then there's a they'll give you a phone number to your local lodge. It's literally like an American Legion for losers.
What if I called threatening to sue them for using my name? It's Jaggy Mason. Hello there. You're using my name. Why you use my name?
I don't know. I'm sure
Mason.
they have.
You are not Freemason. I charge for my name. Yeah. So your brother was on the show last night. The guy was talking to things that weren't there. I didn't hear him, but what? Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was talking
Yeah, his name is Federico or Rodrigo.
Ricardo. The hat man is Ricardo. Yeah.
He was talking. What? Huh? Oh, Steven's wife. Oh, you did? Oh, I won't mention that.
Pictures? You got pictures? Show me. Holy cow! That's his wife. Oh,
the guy's a good sport. But he's not like a lot of typical mediums you get on the show. He's more like a large.
He was very
a lot of F-bombs and stuff. You don't see a lot of psychics say, fuck this, fuck that. I'm not like you.
He was very much our level. He was very much our level of flow as far as the way he interacted. He was very much our level of bullshit for sure. But he also talked a lot of bullshit. So
right.
But it was a good conversation, and there was some good feedback from a couple of people that watched. So it was, yeah.
I tried to ask him, because he started talking about reincarnation, and I wish I could be a fake phone caller, but I can't be a fake phone caller. It'll just cause a little feedback loop. But I wanted to say, tell me about who I've been in my past life. I did ask if I was Buddy Holly. He ignored that. But when they start talking about reincarnation, let's go here. I mean, you want to talk about past lives? What kind of real evidence? Any kind of real evidence?
Well, you'll notice he started with the first phrase that every psychic or medium has on, right?
Turn on the radio.
I'm not here to prove anything to anyone. I'm just here to tell my truth.
Yeah. He did say that, and then he sounded like a guy who was absolutely trying to prove that he was the real deal and all the others were fake. Because he did say at one point, "You've got some gift that all the other psychics don't have." Like, wait a minute.
Yes, and the other thing was he eliminated the possibility of asking for proof by stating that all of his readings are recorded and then given to the person that he's doing the reading on. So it's like there's like a confidentiality thing there. So I'm not going to,
that's kind of standard. That's kind of standard.
It
practice.
is. So because of that, what evidence can I ask for? There is none. So he's done a really good job. He's done a really good job of boxing in anything that he would call evidence and saying it's behind this wall, and then stating I don't have anything to prove, and then just trying to convince you through his stories that he's the real deal.
You should have just brought Ron in as a. You say there's no such thing as a demon. What do you call this?
Actually, you know what? Breaking news. We actually have a video of one of those demons now. Go ahead and roll the tapes.
That's black magic. That's the demon. Yeah, that's the demon.
I like omelets better than sex.
That's a good way to follow up. That's great.
That's a waste of a perfectly good beer.
No, the cat is still laying on the curb. You can drink it anytime you want.
I'm coming for you.
Don't ruin the illusion, GD. Jeez.
I didn't ruin the illusion. She did.
But I will say though that Daniel still was a great guest. It was a good conversation. He was willing to take phone calls, which I thought was cool. And then
that's why he picked this show. He knew the phone calls wouldn't work.
Maybe. But then he did hear that next week would be UFOs and did put me in touch with an author who's written like 20 some books. So I reached out to him about being a guest possibly, and like I said, he offered to come back anytime. So maybe if we can get the call system thing to work, we can have him back and have him do some calls, because I'd be interested to see,
Yeah. Too bad we don't have any friends to like test the phone calls. But I have no friends. You know, if you go to mattmedia.live, and it's got testimonials in there, and they, it's got testimonials from business owners. But there's no. Here's the problem: all the business owners who would swear by my abilities and services are Trumpers. And they've all seen my behavior of the last 2 months, wishing them death, basically. And so I can't actually go and ask them for a testimonial. So I have no real friends that actually own a legitimate business who will say anything nice about me. I have no real friends left who will even make a phone call to test my fucking phone system. I have no real friends
nice
left
about
in the
you
world.
once. I said something nice about you once. I distinctly remember saying you only have so many days left to live. I remember that.
Right. No, I remember that too. And I don't think you're a real friend. I think you're a fake ass friend.
Yeah, I'm not even good enough to be considered a Facebook friend.
Right.
Oh, that's not true. You're one of my favorite Facebook friends.
Right. So yeah, so at this point in life I have no real friends, basically. I burn bridges everywhere. Because everybody in my life
drop people off roofs by their
his hands were soft and supple.
This is the problem. I brought up and grew up around too many fucking Trumpers, and never realizing that a day would come where we'd have to draw lines and say you're on the Hitler side, I'm on the non-Hitler side, and so everybody I know, everybody I was ever close to, is on the other side of the Mason Hitler line. Is that it? The Mason Hitler line. I like it.
I think it's the Mason Dixon line, but I think the Mason Hitler line sounds better.
Yeah, it's amazing. Now it's the Mason Hitler line. We're like,
Gulf of America.
So are you a Freemason or a Hitlerite?
I'm a Jackie Mason.
Okay,
I'm actually no longer in good standing with the Freemasons. So
no, you're not in good standing.
You wouldn't be in good standing anywhere. Stop it.
You'd think that, but I was their Tyler for like 6 months at Bremen Lodge 414, okay? I was the guy they put outside the door with the sword in case anyone tried to eavesdrop. So fucking
eavesdrop.
Dumb. It's really just a bunch of bullshit. It really is.
Wow.
I actually preferred it because I would just sit out there and get high while everyone was inside doing the fucking motions and shit. I'm just sitting out there with the sword being like, this is neat.
So can we all just say the Gulf of Mexico? Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of Mexico.
Gulf of Mexico.
Listen, it will for always be in my mind the Gulf of Mexico, but I can't help if the legalities change. So
it just blows my mind that the arrogance of somebody to think I can rename. Like, I'm gonna rename. You're not G.D. Fenderson anymore. From now on, you're gonna be named Bob Smith.
It's arrogance.
Where do I fucking get off making that decision?
But is he?
These are the same people. These are the same people that tried to change the name of French fries to Freedom Fries. Okay.
No, I think the difference is those. I think this is actually happening versus the French fry thing.
Like X and Twitter, X really happened, but I'm still calling it Twitter.
It's actually happening. Like the
I'm always gonna call it the Gulf of Mexico, no matter
Google
what.
said they will change it once the national such and such and such changes it.
Yeah,
which is their loophole. Okay, which basically Google abides by them anyway. So
yeah, and Air Force One even announced they were flying over the Gulf of America.
But again, Air Force One is controlled almost directly pretty much by Trump and the Secret Service.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is true.
Because anything that he's on becomes Air Force One, which means it's under their control. If I owned an airplane and the president got on it, my little rinky-dink Cessna would be Air Force One.
Correct.
And then be subject to like Secret Service stuff. So.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, so that doesn't mean anything.
Correct.
Yeah. What would you guys vote on? A Mexico or a Mexico or Mexica? What?
Mexico or Mexico?
But Bustin' McDank. I don't know if yeah, Bustin' McDank. I busted my dank last night when I pissed out a fucking rock the size of a fucking Whatever.
I'm going to be a real American and go buy my Ford F-150 once it really goes up in price so I can pay those tariffs to support America.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. Get that Ford F-150 all jacked up nice on that super
If I can
expensive
afford it.
gas.
If I can afford it.
You can. You just got to lose your family, lose your house, and work 80 hours a week. And guess what? You too could have a Ford F-150.
Now he wants the tariff on steel and aluminum, which means my cat food is going to go up. And
so is my baby food.
Yeah, well, look, fuck your baby food. I can't. I'm telling you, yeah,
You
look,
should never
babies
fuck
can
anything.
look.
No.
Babies can eat titty. Okay, my cat can't do that. My cat is 12 years old, or 13, or 16. It was
Good
a
news
stray.
is,
I think we give him a shot and see how he likes it.
I heard that Grindr is now planning on having their national convention at the Gulf of America, which is good news for the RNC because they can now do a 2-in-1 convention. So that'll be cool.
Who was it? It was a MAGA guy. I can't remember now. Last week there was a picture of him with his shirt off. People were saying, "What do you notice about this picture?" And the guy, I forget who it was.
He had 3 nipples.
It wasn't Kid Rock, but one of these fucking celebrity MAGA people said, "What do you notice about this?" And they all comment mastectomy scars, like the guy used to have tits and they got cut out. Mastectomy.
I mean, you could be a dude and have that issue and have to have them removed, yeah.
Right.
Or have the fatty tissue removed as a preemptive strike.
Generally, if that's the case, it would be just one scar, right?
For example, like I'm a fat guy. Let's say I had liposuction and I wanted my man boobs removed. They'd probably have to, damn near cut them out.
Fair enough.
His hands were soft and supple.
Wouldn't he just put like a small hole, like right under the areola, and then just like stick a thing in, like a blender, go, and then suck it out that way?
Welcome to Minucci's.
My archangels say no. It's a stupid fucking idea, GD.
Welcome to Minucci's.
Welcome to Minucci's. What do they serve? They serve male breasts.
Mastectomy shakes.
Hey, it's a tight economy, and we all got to cut costs somehow, don't we?
I'll have the broiled male breast. Ew, it's fucking gross.
I guess you could have had the. If you had
Come on down for mastectomy Thursdays. That's right.
You get the fatty tissue removed. You have fatty skin left over. They have to do something with the fatty skin, or they just pull it up and tape it up at the shoulder.
I'm more excited for fried foreskin Fridays at Minucci's, but
I mean, people eat, pig skin. So what?
Right. That's all. I imagine I'm just gonna get a big bowl of crackling foreskins, and I'm excited.
People also eat deep fried cow udders, which I did not know.
And there was one time in a pinch, I happen to know this story, and people might be familiar with it. GD was making a BLT, and he ran out of bacon, and that's when he was 50 years old. He decided, well, I'm out of bacon. I will just circumcise myself and use the fucking rim of my cock because you can't tell the difference. And
but that would only serve 2 people. So, no. Back years ago, I was working on a comedy thing, a spoof, a parody, and in parody, I was going to have a Frank Zappa restaurant, a Frank Zappa themed restaurant, and one of the dishes that at the restaurant was going to be called titties and beer. And I was thinking, where would I get the titties from? And then I started thinking about animals. I said, okay, maybe let's see, are cow udders edible? Is what I looked up. Turns out there were already recipes for deep fried cow udders. And so I thought I was making something up that really sounded ridiculous. And no, there really was fried cow udders on menus.
It sounds utterly ridiculous.
It does.
Sounds utterly delicious.
So I called myself making something up that was just totally stupid, and it was real. And that I put the end. I said, well, I can't make up shit because they gotten too fucking weird now. People are just too fucking weird. Because I would have never have thought that people would be eating fried cow tits, deep fried.
That Ayola. I don't know how you pronounce her name, but she's on Twitter. She's a 32-year-old former sex worker who's on Twitter. But she said she's She's like Steven.
Bald in a wheelchair?
No. Well, that too. Bald. No, she's not bald. She eats shit like Steven.
Married to a Puerto Rican woman?
But unlike Steven goes in the hole to get the shit. He's a miner.
No, I don't do that. I don't dig.
Relax. People know who you are. You don't have to defend yourself, and we're fine with you. We just as long as you're on the other side of the breath glass.
As Ron would say, it's 2025. Enjoy your kink.
Right.
I do.
You can eat all the ass you want. Just do it in Indiana. But that's the point I'm making. You are a hunter. You go get. She's more of a gatherer. She's like a farm. She eats the shit right on the fucking plate. They're like,
that's not okay.
She goes to the market.
I don't go in. I don't go in hunting. I just knock on the door. That's it.
How many hard R's just made my day?
Hard R.
7.
No, are there any other letters that get hard like an R? No. C.
No. Well,
C.
R's a horny letter.
Well, C's though, because you have a hard C and a soft C.
Yeah, like cunt and cunt.
Oh, wow.
No, like Sicily.
both just as hard. It was the U that changed.
I know it was, but I just wanted to say.
So do you want to hear about this thing that came out of my cock?
You have pictures of it?
I don't, because I was first of all, I thought you knew about it from the scream. You must have heard the screams. Geez, the screams are still echoing through the universe. You could hear them. But it, just let me just imagine for a second. This is the width of my cock. Okay. This came out of it somehow. I don't. It's like piss, and then like what the fuck? It's big, and you wonder how that happens. Well, first of all, it happens with a ah. I think we have that in the sound effect, and then you look at it and you say that couldn't have just happened. How does something that big hide in my cock? It's like
it wasn't hiding.
It was hiding because there was no lump. You didn't see no visible. I mean, it was you. It's like taking an elephant out of a teepee. Like it's like where the fuck or out of a Volkswagen.
And a lot of that comes.
It wasn't cum. None of it was cum. None of it was cum. It was like this big rock. It was like an asteroid. Like
I don't think there's a hard A. I think it's a soft A. Because like if you're using the word ninja,
hard A.
It's a soft A.
Fucking A. The fucking A.
You must be the Monopoly guy.
No, I'm not the Monopoly guy. It's very hurtful. I prefer to be called Mr. Potato Head.
My best spud.
Well, I do have showbiz if you want to do that the next hour or something.
Sure, we could do that. Wait, somebody just called with 2 different numbers at the same time. How does that happen? Somebody is calling me who has 2 different phone numbers happening at the same time. Did that ever happen to you? Like the phone rang and 2 numbers popped up at the same time?
No.
One of them must be an archangel.
That'd be my guess. Did you feel the tentacle touch your forehead?
It sounds like it might be something worth answering. It looks like it. What makes numbers look like something? Oh, you know what it is? It's the Google. So it's the phone, the Gmail.
Answer it. Let's see who it is.
Google Voice from last night. That's the number it is. I'm not going to do it. Should I?
Yeah, let's see who it is. Man.
Do you think somebody's watching a replay and thinks it's live?
Oh, can you hear me? I picked up. Can you hear me? Is there somebody there? If there's somebody there, are you an archangel or a man in black, or are you just a black man? You're not there. Oh, I don't know how to get you heard. See, this is the problem. I need to go to Gmail and open up my Google Voice and hear it, right? Let's try this. I don't know. You guys talk amongst yourselves while I Google voice and see if I can get this idiot on there. I didn't call you an idiot. I'm sorry.
I got a nice video of a boat blowing up.
Ooh, let's see it.
Is it a man? Is there a man in a boat?
Now he's standing right next to it, though.
Okay.
The little man in the boat. I see
man
you there.
in the mirror.
I'm trying to get with you. Just hold on. These guys are. I don't. Can you hear these guys? Can you hear these guys? Where is Google Voice? Damn it!
So
right,
he's standing there next to the boat. There he is.
The little man in the boat.
Oh.
Well, I was looking at the wrong boat. I was looking at the one in the green water.
Damn. Was that a
and
hit?
that's why you don't cook crack on your boat.
Yeah,
Was that like
five people were taken to the hospital, including 3 with traumatic injuries, and
it said deadly.
One man
So who
was
died?
found dead in the water. Our officials are still investigating exactly what happened.
Cooking meth. You don't cook meth on your boat.
That looks like a hit. That looks like somebody put explosives on that boat.
I missed it. I was looking at Google Voice trying to get this person on the line, and I couldn't do it. So I hope it was a nice death. Hope you had a nice death.
Well, you know what? That's not fair to you, Matt. I should make it better, and there you go.
Oh.
Oh, not shower cookies and milk. Come on, man. That's not cool.
How do you know it's sour?
That's definitely a shower.
Yeah,
shower.
It's a shower milk. Shower
I
cookies.
thought you said sour milk and cookies.
What's wrong with that? That milk can't be great.
I don't know.
You identify as a human popsicle. That's cool, man. Whatever.
What if they started off? What if the milk started off as like heavy cream, so it's not like milk, and so they add water to it. It just thins it out, so it starts tasting closer to milk, as opposed to starting off with the regular 2% milk, which is already watered down, and then by the time you add the shower water.
In no way are you going to justify shower milk and cookies.
I'm just saying. I'm just talking about possibilities. I'm not trying to justify it because I think people are doing too much stupid shit to get noticed, and I'm not for that.
I think I disagree.
By this cuck loser, fucking coward, cuck loser, won't even fire me at the beginning of my shift. Waits till the end of my shift. Here he is, Darren, the cuck fucking loser from 1892. He's a fucking loser who doesn't know shit about running a business, and he's gonna let an alcoholic fat fuck named Joe fire somebody with 10 years of experience because he complained that Joe won't train my fucking coworkers, and Joe puts nigger on the fucking radio, and Joe drinks next door and won't tell shit to my coworkers because he's a cuck fucking loser coward, just like Darren, the cuck fucking loser coward loser fucking cunt.
Got it out my system. Thank you.
You know what? Good for him.
No, not good for him.
Slappity slappity.
First of all, he claims that the guy is from 1892. That would make him like 133 years old. You don't abuse a 133-year-old person.
You do if they're cuck.
If they're a fucking cunt loser. Cuck loser.
Why is that guy even still working at 133? You would think he'd retire.
Have you not seen the economy, Matt?
I guess.
Yeah, there's no social security left.
Yeah.
That's fine. But I mean,
it's also his place. It's his place. He doesn't have to retire. He's the owner.
Right. A fast food place, right? Is that what it was?
No, it's a UPS store.
Oh, it's a UPS store.
And that's been there. And that was there ever since there was like the horses, the Pony Express, where they were real ponies delivering the mail.
Right. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like a job worth getting all that worked up over and making yourself a TikTok star over. Or was that Instagram? TikTok?
That was Instagram. That was Instagram. I do have the video of what's Mitch O'Connell falling down.
Oh, again.
Mitch McConnell.
He did a car nap, right?
Falling down.
Yeah,
down.
He did a car nap. You guys. You guys remember Karnak? GD, you know Karnak, right?
Yes.
Karnak. Yeah. He would trip every time he would try to get on that little 6-inch stage. He would trip and fall. That's what McConnell did, right? He just like
it wasn't it wasn't a lot to traverse, and here he is.
Yeah, that's a Karnak. Maybe he was doing a Karnak act.
Does he get up and go, live from New York, it's Saturday night?
Yeah. I've been watching a little bit of Johnny Carson on one of those streaming networks, and they cut out the best part of the show was Ed McMahon's intro. They cut that out completely of all the reruns, so you don't get that. It's a Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson. Tonight's guest and all that, and the Karnak and all the stuff he would announce. And then here's Johnny. They cut all that stuff out. That was the best part of the show.
The best part of the show?
That was the only.
Not the
and
joke?
then you could tune out. Yeah, then you could tune out and say, "Well, that show sucked." Anyway,
well, they probably cut it out because to make more room for commercials.
It's the streaming stuff. Then and I think it came from, those where you order the whole tape, the whole set on DVD, or in my case, 8mm film. When you had a projector, you would have to watch it in your bedroom, like your father's Stag Films. All right, I just ruined this show, didn't I?
Well, no,
it's coming.
My dad's Stag Films were all VHS.
You know what Stag Films were?
No.
No, you don't.
I mean, I'm guessing it's pornography, but I mean, I don't know the difference between that and anything else. Like, as far as
I don't get where the Stag came in. Stag was like a buck that was an
unmarried buck.
Yeah, I know what a stag is, but I didn't know what it meant.
But every Stag film started with the picture of the buck, and I don't get where that.
Because he's horny. Because he's horny.
We actually have the projectionist for the Stag Films here.
Me and my girl got in a big fight. She kicked me out. I'm turning around though, because I ain't going for none of that, bro. I'm not going for none of that, bro. I don't know who she thinks she breaking up with. She not breaking up with me. I'm on my way there. I'm going live as soon as I get out of this freaking car, dude.
I'm going live as soon as I get out of this car. He's already live, right? Does he not know that? Well, he probably.
I want to see what her face looks like if she's breaking up with him. First of all, does she even stayed with him? Because I'm looking at his face. I'm going like, well, what kind of job does he have? Unless she's independently wealthy.
If you think about it, that guy, he probably could have met somebody for 30 seconds, and the minute she walked away from him, she broke up with me. It's like, yeah, you weren't ever.
Here is his woman. If you would like to see her.
Oh, this is a lie. I just want to say, as a disclaimer, this is a lie. Yeah, it's a lie.
Nice.
Bro, he gangster. I'm from Los Angeles, and he took more, and he looked more like from West Hollywood, G-Town. I do not know what that means.
What he try to say? I'm not gangster, son.
I guess.
But I ain't even take no way shit from where's my Elliot, son. Like, where suburban, probably in Hollywood, son.
What?
Like, Tom, my point.
Is that English?
Was there,
what do you mean? That guy is our new Secretary of State.
All right, then. We're off to. Well, I feel we're in good hands with that.
There is a great video of him like going off on some tyrant. Then at the end of it, it's like, "Yo, I hate this app, yo."
Just so you know, Bustin McDank is painfully sitting on a fence.
Barbed wire fence? That would hurt.
It could be electric.
You should use lube next time.
He's sitting on the fence. It's electric.
Are there no chairs, benches? Why sit on the fence?
My lap's even available if it's that dire.
What kind of question?
Well, if you're going to sit on the fence, use a pillow. That way it may not be so painful.
Before I go, I have a question for you, gentlemen. No, what's the question? You don't need to say, "Can I ask a question?" Because that, if you only had one question, that was it. You have a question, ask it.
Sending your parents a letter, tell them you're a whore.
Wow. Do we want to wait for his question before we play show business, or what? What do we do here?
Well, we're about to do the news. Let's do the news, and when it come out of the news, if he has this question up, fine. If not, go straight to showbiz.
Gigi loves the news, ladies and
No,
gentlemen.
I thought the news
Gigi loves the news.
I thought the news was something that we had to do if we were ever going to go like terrestrial.
Well, I think that dream has been flushed with that big rock that came out of my cock. But I wanted to.
What if the rock was just average size and your cock being small just seemed big? The rock just seemed big.
It could be.
Isn't it? It's all relative, isn't it?
It is all relative.
I mean, that same rock could have come out of Ron's cock and he wouldn't even have felt it. It would have been like, was that a hiccup? Did I just sneeze? Did I sneeze down there?
I'm not sure. Is Ron known for a large cock? Is that his?
Did you not hear him say he's got the Italian sausage on stage?
You can have Italian breakfast sausage. Those little links. It could be anything. That doesn't mean anything.
Hi-yo.
All right. I hate this fucking music. This is not news music.
The Trump administration has directed the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, CFPB, to halt nearly all operations and close its headquarters from February 10th to 14th. This move effectively suspends the agency's rulemaking and investigative activities.
Established after the 2008 financial crisis to safeguard consumers, the CFPB has faced criticism from conservatives. Formally dismantling the bureau would require congressional action, but this directive significantly curtails its current functions. Liam White reporting.
In Mali, a convoy near Gao was ambushed by gunmen, resulting in the deaths of 25 civilians, primarily gold miners. The attack also left several individuals injured who were transported to a local hospital. Joseph Eckerson reports.
No group has claimed responsibility for this assault, which is the deadliest on civilians in Mali this year. The region remains volatile, with various armed factions operating amidst ongoing political instability.
In southeastern Libya, authorities have uncovered two mass graves containing nearly 50 bodies, many believed to be migrants. The first grave, located on a farm in Kufra, held 19 bodies, some showing signs of gunshot wounds. Benjamin Wright with the latest.
A subsequent discovery in the same area revealed at least 30 more bodies following a raid on a human trafficking center. Libya continues to grapple with instability, making it a perilous transit point for migrants facing exploitation and abuse.
This is the latest news headlines.
The U.S. has been facing a surge in egg prices due to inflation and an outbreak of avian flu in several states. Experts predict that prices are unlikely to drop soon, impacting both consumers and businesses. This comes as the country grapples with broader economic challenges, including rising food costs and supply chain disruptions. Experts are predicting this could continue for some time. Many Afghans who assisted the U.S. military against the Taliban now find themselves in limbo due to executive orders issued by former President Donald Trump. These orders halted programs that facilitated their relocation to the United States.
Despite undergoing extensive background checks and enduring lengthy waiting periods, these individuals face significant danger under the current Taliban regime. Advocates continue to press for their safe resettlement in the U.S. Kevin Sanders reporting.
A U.S. Marine from California is among 4 individuals killed in a plane crash in the Philippines. The incident also claimed the lives of 3 defense contractors whose identities have not yet been disclosed. Lawrence Keller reports.
The cause of the crash is under investigation, and officials are working to notify the families of the deceased. The U.S. Embassy in the Philippines has expressed condolences and is coordinating with local authorities.
And that's the latest news headlines with Alan Edwards.
I hate what they did with the not news music. You want to delve into this crazy question from Busted Macaque? Busted McDank. Do you think that the support of bad Democratic hypocritic, for some reason capitalized hippo, leaders, for instance, 2019 blatant insider trading of Congress COVID has fueled pupils believe in support. Can we get a translator? Can we get a translator in here? I don't know what this. First of all, if you're talking about insider trading, there is plenty of that in the Republican Party. With the oldest guy in Congress right now, I believe it's Chuck Grassley, a Republican who has gotten rich off of all that stuff. I mean, you can go down the line. Insider trading has been a part of the House of Representatives and the Senate for a long, long time, and it's on both sides. And to just say, well, there are people, a lot of the Democrats are falsely accused of making money on insider trading. I know one in particular, AOC, is not worth the $29 million that most people that the hit job on the right claims she is. She's not even, her net worth is not even $1 million. She's not a trader by any means, but all that stuff is put out there. But the bottom line on all this stuff is no, I don't put. Listen, I got banned from HuffPo in 2012 for saying that if the Democrats didn't and Obama didn't put out an olive branch to the far right, that someday we would get President Rush Limbaugh or President Donald Trump. I got banned for saying that because I thought the party was heading towards extremists. It has always been, the two-party system has always been a red versus blue, team colors, Yankees versus Red Sox type of rivalry, and half of the country just a big part of it just cares about their team. And so, no, I don't think any of that stuff, what you're seeing right now in politics, is because, some of them got rich. No, they've always been getting rich. They've always been getting rich. The fact is, they went with the most corrupt, most elitist scumbag, thieving, rigged the system guy, because they don't care about any of the policies. They just want to be on the side that's winning. And he looked like he could win. It's just like, you know what? We can get behind anybody who will keep those nasty Red Sox out of the playoffs. And so they're all Yankee fans rooting against the Red Sox. They don't fucking care about policies. They don't really know enough to even think about any of this shit. All they care about is my team. My team. It's like the Philadelphia Eagles fans is what they are. That's my take on it. You guys can answer that however you want, but that's my take on it. They don't fucking care about insider trading. They'll talk about it because Fox will talk about it. Well, Nancy Pelosi did not get rich off of insider trading. She made money in insider trading, but she got rich off her husband's winery. So husband is worth lots of money and always has been, long before there was any of that going. Long before she was even elected. She was very wealthy.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like when they talk about term limits too. How many decades have we fucking heard that? Oh, term limits. Then and we're still fucking dancing around that. They all need term limits.
Yeah. Term limits is nothing, and we keep hearing about it, but we're never going to see it.
No.
Nobody fucking cares. Very few people are really deep into the minutia of policy. It's all about team. I got to be on the team that's winning. That's my take on it. And I don't think these guys are.
I'm not sure if you've ever seen, but like Jon Stewart's actually talked about it when because he's done a lot for the 9/11 firefighters and bringing continuing that legislation, and he's talked about meeting legislators like, hey, we want to do this, and the legislators tell him and his people, can you write the bill for us? And he's like, what? No, I'm not a legislator. That's your job to write. And they're like, no, we want you to write it.
Actually, that they all have people. They hire people to write their bills for them. Not anyone.
Well, yeah, but that's their job to facilitate getting it written, not the people.
Yeah, but it just tells you whatever industry you are. So, like, if an oil company goes to legislators, they're telling them, yeah, you write the legislation for us.
That was one of the biggest complaints about Obamacare, the Affordable Health Care Act, was that the insurance company lobby wrote a lot of it. Wrote the mandate, the individual mandate was written by the insurance companies, and that was the big. This is a big part of it. I don't know if you're aware of this though. Jon Stewart, the Democrats are actually polling like who are the best possible candidates for 2028, and Jon Stewart came up number one out of their.
Of course.
I like Jon Stewart, but I don't want to see any more television personalities. I want old school legal scholars and people. I want people who actually know how government runs, how it's supposed to run. The old school dysfunction was fine with me. So all of Congress
I think it's going to be Shapiro. I think it's going to be Shapiro who winds up running.
No, see, you're putting words in my mouth. I didn't say, yeah, but they do it worse. I said it's been going on forever and people don't fucking care. Your question was, did that change people's opinions? And my answer was no. They've known this has been going on forever. Don't be fucking coming on my show and putting fucking words in my mouth and just bust their fucking dick. Go suck your own McDank, you fucking piece of shit. Fucking come in my fucking chat room and try to say what I said and misquote me. Go fuck yourself. How are you guys? Are you fine?
Okay. I'll say we can ignore the rest of Buster McDank's comments because obviously he doesn't know how to phrase a question correctly, and then he doesn't know how to listen to answers correctly. So we said something about celebrity news.
Ooh, I think you mean showbiz news, huh?
I want to see if this Dank McDanks himself off on my fucking screen. Fucking ass.
Do it.
You didn't say what I wanted you to say. Yeah, fuck you.
Feel the dark side. Do it.
Thank you, Slaptail.
And now, bringing you the latest in entertainment news from Hollywood, New York, and East Bumfuck, Montana, here's our chief entertainment correspondent, Ron Kane. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Showbiz.
All right. We're looking at a guy packing.
It's Tuesday. It's another day at Minucci, so come on down. No specials today, just a normal business day at Minucci. So come on down and see how the sausage is made. Or don't, because you probably don't want to.
Welcome to Minucci's.
Thank you. All right, so let's move on. This is Proud Kid Rock. Apparently, Kid Rock was at some concert in Nashville and came out on stage to do a cover of Proud Mary by Creedence, and the audience booed him off the stage and did not clap because apparently it was terrible. Apparently he had too many drinks, is what they're saying.
Wow. He looks like a little bit of, this is probably, what? He doesn't look anything like that. But I thought, my first look at that, I thought it was Brian Johnson, Brian AC/DC, whatever his name is, Brian.
Looks like Dr. Phil dressed up like Kid Rock.
Wow.
Yeah, that might be putting it nicely.
Yeah. So he can't sing.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
wow.
The fact is, even if you went to this concert, I mean, you have to question what you're doing wrong with your life anyway. So here we are. This is Kanye West, and if you go to his website that was on the Super Bowl commercial, apparently he's selling T-shirts with swastikas on them. So he's gone full Nazi, or at least full Nazi swag, I guess.
Nothing worse than a nigger Nazi. Nothing worse than a nigger Nazi.
I don't know. That's debatable.
To my people. I mean, to my people. I should have clarified that.
To my people. Yeah. I think that's against the law. You should free your people.
Yeah, as far as like the lower part of being black goes, there's neo-Nazi, then there's Uncle Tom. And the actual Uncle Tom is debatable because you actually have to be familiar with Uncle Tom's Cabin, and then we can actually debate whether Uncle Tom was good or bad. But
No,
neo-Nazi
I
definitely the
I
lowest.
disagree. You don't have to know anything about the to know is what the cliche has come to mean. The book is not relevant anymore in terms of that. It's like, it's what it became to me. It's gotten its own meaning a long way beyond what the book talks about. So it doesn't matter what the book says anymore.
It does matter. We go back to our roots.
It used to matter.
You trying to tell me that my roots don't matter? Black roots don't matter?
Well, it's 2025 and we're still talking about Nazis, so things are going great.
Yeah.
Army Hammer, he's still not a cannibal. He just eats a lot. He was on a interview and he was talking about this, saying that he's not a cannibal, and he was only kidding when he sent those texts. And he also denies the sexual assault allegations against him. So he doesn't eat people.
Okay, here's the deal. I did not know that was Army Hammer. I don't know what Army Hammer looks like. But when I saw the part that says still not a cannibal, I said, this is about Army Hammer. So the fact that I don't know who Armor Hammer is, don't know what he looks like, but when you see the word I'm not a cannibal and I go, oh, they're talking about Army Hammer, that story has some, I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what he's known for to me, cannibalism. So,
yeah, he had a pretty decent career going. Then then some text surfaced, then some allegations, and he's been on a tough road.
Like what did he eat supposedly? Like dick?
He was sending texts to like this woman that he was dating, like, hey, I want to cut off your toes and like eat them and things like that. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but it was along those lines. He wanted to cut off pieces of her and eat it and shit like that.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, this is just flirting. This is how I flirt.
Yeah. All right.
Hey,
everyone. I'm not a cannibal either.
Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. This is Matt Pinfield. If you don't know who Matt Pinfield is, he's a former MTV VJ, and I think he's like an official music historian. Well, he had a massive stroke in January, and his family is fighting over his estate. His 38-year-old daughter is trying to get control of it, but there's some
Is he dead? Is he dead and they're fighting, or is he still alive and they're fighting?
No, he's still alive and they're fighting. She's trying to get control of his estate.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So no matter what you do, it usually ends bad.
Yeah.
Well, at least he had an estate to fight over. My family doesn't want anything I have.
And this is still going on. Drake performed at a concert last night, and he can't let it go. He's still referencing this. And it's like, Drake, you have lost. You have lost big time. You got to let it go, buddy. You just got to let it go. But he can't. And most people are just laughing at him now because he comes back to say something and everyone's like, bro, you lost. You
Yep.
So the saga continues.
Do they even remember why they started fighting? Started their feud?
It's all started because Drake was saying that he's a very good rapper, or there's like a big three in rap. Then Kendrick answered that with a verse on a song by Metro Boomin, and he was like, hey, there is no big three, it's just me. And then it escalated from there. Then Kendrick basically put the nail in him when Not Like Us completely hit, and then wrapped it up at the Super Bowl, honestly.
And got his ex-girlfriend to dance for him.
Yep.
So this didn't start over a woman. I would always think that a feud like this would start over a woman. It's just what happened to the good old days when feuds started over a woman?
Because bitches ain't worth tripping over, dog.
No, and there's
it used to be.
And Kendrick capitalized on those stories that have been floating around about Drake and like underage girls and things like that.
So there were women involved, some females involved.
Say, Drake, I hear you like him young. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Jelly. This is a picture of Jelly Roll. Anyway, Paramount pauses award shows because they are merging with Skydance Entertainment. So that way we have one more conglomerate, less competition for everybody. So the CMTs are being put on pause this year, along with MTV European Awards and a few other award shows. They say they're going to go back to the award shows and take a look at them and update them and shit like that.
They try to give it a diversity, so Beyonce won't be in the next one, so she can't win.
Yeah, they're trying to get a whiter CMT.
Yeah, no more blackety country music. Slappity.
Are you all disappointed that the CMTs won't be happening this year?
Cunt music.
Man, I'll tell you what, man, my whole family reunion was scheduled around that bitch, and now we're going to have to resort to going to the Cracker Barrel. It's bullshit. Who cares?
Can I say something about Jelly Roll?
Okay.
What? As long as it's not the Reverend.
All right.
He friended you. This guy friended you on Facebook.
You want me to say something about Jelly Roll? Okay.
Not the Reverend, though. Just the illegitimate ones.
So on Facebook, there seem to be maybe half a dozen, maybe a few more people calling themselves Jelly Roll. They make no effort to say it's a parody or any of that. So they're basically stealing his identity, using his pictures, using his music, creating fan pages. And then for some reason, one of them just keeps saying, should I quit music? This is the last time I'm asking, should I quit music? And I'm just like, God, I hope this is really the last time you're asking. Yes, you should quit music, or you should at least quit this desperate plea for attention. And as soon as I did that, I got all the Jelly Rolls. They don't even know, like, they're competing with each other as Jelly Roll identity thefts. They're all, are you a big fan of mine? And I keep saying, no, I'm not a fan of yours. It's all, if you really love me, I don't love you. I don't care about you. To me, you're a somewhat talented singer, a terrible songwriter, and a guy who just continues to, you're not even a real guy, but you're making believe you're a guy who acts like he's a songwriter, and it's just taking old songs and just changing the words to them. That's not songwriting. So no, I'm not a fan of yours, but I got all of them. And I keep saying, there are at least half a dozen of you guys, and you're all fake. Why, if you're going to fucking steal a celebrity's or famous person's identity, why him of all fucking people? And, they cop the Insecurity Act very well. The, should I quit? I'm no good. Nobody loves me. Please tell me I'm worth it. It's just like, what? All of them. So I know I falsely accused John Bivens of running one of these groups because he friend requested me as soon as I diss one of these fake Jelly Rolls in public. But now they're all coming after me, and they all act like I said something nice about. I see you're a big fan. No, I'm not a big fan. I called you a dick in public. How do you think that means? I'm a big fan. Anyway.
I think that they're getting on the fact that you should at least work in the background to help the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll, and they think because of that you like those other Jelly Rolls.
Are you a retard?
He is.
All right, we're moving on.
He just died, right? Oh no, he didn't just die.
No, Don Henley is still alive and well, apparently. But Don Henley is being sued. He's actually being sued by the guy, by the bookstore owner who Don Henley accused of selling the Eagles lyrics to Hotel California because they were written in a book. And Don Henley lost that suit, and now this guy is countersuing him now.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And I only mention this because the Eagles need to just go away and leave us all alone. It's over.
Really? Seriously? I mean, they're not even the guy. what was his name? Vince Gill was in the band, and Glenn Fry's son was in the band. It's like, these aren't Eagles anyway. They haven't been Eagles for 20, 30 years now. But yeah, you know what? All they do need to just go away. I mean, you had your moment. You had your 15. You had your 50 years of fame. That's enough. Leave some for Andy Warhol.
Yeah. All right. So this is Soldier Boy versus Marlon Wayans. So apparently, Soldier Boy attacked Marlon Wayans on Twitter. I know Matt and GD are like, who are these people?
Anyway, no, I know who Marlon Wayans is.
I know both of them. I'm just looking on Twitter to see if I follow either one of them. Go ahead.
Okay, well, Soldier Boy said to Marlon Wayans, you a bitch and you not funny. Shut up. N-word. Keep selling your soul and sucking higher up dicks. Marlon Wayans says the coon that jumped over the moon. It was his response.
Wow. Okay.
Then now this, I'm quoting this. This is from X. This is Soldier Boy.
That means Ron's going to say nigger.
No, he's like, ain't this you, faggot? White man could never make me dress up like a white bitch. Your career ended when you did this. Get off my dick, Uncle Tom, ass, N-word.
Now, DD would get very upset that he didn't read the book. He just came out with an Uncle Tom without ever having read the book.
Right.
Got to read the book.
You got to have to know your history.
And Marlon Wayans, he answered that by just saying, you molested, little boy. Go sit your little ass down on some uncle lap and shut the fuck up.
And there's no woman involved in this feud.
No, and no one knows where no one knows where the feud really has come from. It just kind of happened. Some are speculating that it started because of Marlon saying Soldier's career is canceled on 101.1 The Wiz after Soldier's performance at the Crypto Ball.
There's a girl involved. Mark my words. There's a girl involved.
Well, in this case, the girl beat Trump because if he performed at the Crypto Ball.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is another beef that started between two celebrities.
I thought you said Crisco Ball. I'm sorry. That's a whole other thing. Yeah, fine.
So I don't know whose side you're taking, but there you go.
I don't follow either of them on Twitter.
No, not taking either side.
How will you live? How will you live? And enjoy the suffering, everybody.
CC.
Hey, don't be using my wife's name in vain.
Yeah, it's a hard C and a soft C. This is what AI came up with.
Oh.
That
the
makes
C's
sense.
both look equally hard and soft. It's the backgrounds behind them that are changing. So AI, once again, you failed.
And it looks like they're heading in the same direction.
How are you going to enslave the human race when you can't even get a picture right?
So that's showbiz, everybody, and see you next time. And eat at Minucci's.
Now this Bustin' McDank defending Nancy Pelosi like any Republican defending Trump. No, I didn't defend. See, this is a fucking punk ass nonsense. Either you can't read or you can't listen or you have no fucking brain. I did not.
No, he's trying to hijack the show, Matt.
Huh?
He's trying to hijack the show for his friends on their page.
Wow.
He's
a McDank head. Because I did not defend Nancy Pelosi. I just stated facts. That, you know what, I'm certain she has engaged in insider trading as well as just about everybody, Democratic, Republican, or Independent, who gets a tip like that. It's really, it would be really difficult to kind of resist. You know, I got stock in this. I know it's going to tank. I'm gonna dump it before it does. Again, that kind of dysfunction, I would be happy to go back to it because that's normal state of corruption and dysfunction. We got along fine for 250 years with that. But no, that's not why I was pissed at you, you dick-faced dope.
Oh,
what I was pissed at you for, and will remain pissed at you for, is because you think you can just put words in my mouth and said, I heard you say something I did not say. Like when you Bustin' McDank said, I'm gay as fuck me in the ass because I'm just a fucking kinky that way. That's we all heard you say that, right?
I heard it online. You know, if insider trading and all that really bugs you and what the politicians do with the trading, there's an app out there that will actually copy the investments of your favorite politicians, and it will mirror them exactly if you so choose. And you can
not in real time, right? You can't. I mean, it can't follow like
according to them, it's in real time.
We got to dump our stock in Crisco currency.
I have not fact checked it, but if according to them and what they've built, it is in real time. So as soon as they make the trade, you'll be notified basically instantaneously to do the same.
But what you don't know is what they know before they made the trade. You won't know what they already. It's like you wouldn't know about.
True.
Yeah, so you wouldn't know if they had a meeting.
Invasion of privacy. You'd have to be tied into their account somehow, right? And watch.
I'm not sure of the legalities. I'm sure there's probably parts of it that are super illegal.
Maybe, but there's probably also a section of the law that says about transparency, and you're just in transactions, and you should be able to see a representative's stock transactions.
That's probably what it is. Probably a lot like tracking their planes and stuff. Like you're a public servant. Like,
yeah, but what makes it insider trading isn't the fact that they traded; it's what they knew and discussed before.
Well, right. But that's kind of the point of the app. It's because these people are offloading. You know, let's say they offload a stock, they're doing it for a reason, right? So
yeah. But the benefit, as far as what Stephen is alluding to, the benefit is if they are insider trading, then you can trust that they've got good information and their stock picks are the ones that you should follow, which is not a bad idea. And then we all get it.
In theory, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And dollars.
Hey, speaking of booing, Pete Hegseth was booed and heckled in Germany by military families protesting anti-DEI push.
Wow.
Good. Wow. Good on them. Good on them.
Go figure how the world is turned upside down. The Nazis are protesting American for being not too Nazi.
Well, these are American families, right?
Right. Well, what happens if that dummy really gets us involved in another war in the Mideast? Except this one's going to be a lot worse because we're in there coming in there like gringos. I mean, like, oh, the whites are going to solve this problem.
Well, it will. What if people have learned nothing from the first two attacks on the World Trade Centers? I guess there can't be a third one because they're not there anymore.
No, the first two. No, they're with. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You're right. You're taking the two planes as one attack. So
right. That incident is one, and then the parking lot with the car. It's because of our interference and our presence in the Middle East that they object to. So if we just go into Gaza with our guns ablazing and our troops and stuff, they're justified again in their minds to say, okay, there we go again. We have our presence in the Middle East.
I'm sorry, you said they were upset about the presence. They didn't like what we got them.
Not one bit. Because first of all,
not when it involves blowing up babies.
I shopped so hard. I was like, what would the Muslims really enjoy?
Yeah, and the fact that you bought them the pillow with Muhammad's face on it, that really upset them.
No, it was back bacon from Canada. I thought they'd really enjoy some.
Well, they did enjoy the back bacon before they found that it was bacon.
Oh.
Yeah, they thought it was kosher. They thought it was kosher cow strips.
So the lesson to be learned here is don't let Matt do the Christmas shopping for Muslims.
Or the Hamadas.
The Haagen-Dazs?
I forgot what they celebrate. Damn it. I forgot the Ramadan.
Gaza thing is getting more and more like convoluted and ridiculous every day. According to, I actually read like half an article on this because it was just like so fucking ridiculous. But the idea is that to turn it to take over and turn it into like, I don't know, a timeshare place, a condo place, a great place for real estate deals, and you're just going to take all these people and move them to countries that don't want them, like Egypt and Jordan, and people who, we don't. People aren't from here just because they're not Israelis.
See, and this is another problem. There are countries like, okay, for example, Germany took in, I think, 1 million Muslims. I think that was the count. I could be wrong. But the point is they took them in because other Muslim countries did not take them and did not want them. And these people needed homes. So Germany did a decent thing. And now Germany is paying a hefty price for trying to do a decent thing when the Muslim countries aren't taking their fellow Muslims.
Yeah.
And it's not just Germany, but there are other countries as well that are taking in the Muslims, and now they're facing pushback from right wingers. It's these people need homes. These right wingers are truly Christian. Do they want these people to be homeless? Do they want them to be starving? Do they want that kind of thing? Because if they're Christians, everybody is your neighbor. And just because the Muslims aren't taking them into their countries doesn't mean that.
Wait a minute. Even black people are your neighbor, GD? Whoa.
That's pushing it. Let's say neighbor adjacent. Okay.
Yeah.
I stand corrected.
We don't allow that.
And I said, according to the Bible, we know there were no black people in the Bible. But no.
There were.
Yeah, because there were. Jesus. Other than Jesus.
Because the setting of the Bible is all for lily white people. Because that's where lily white people live, all in the desert.
All right. Our guest has finally arrived.
Thank you, Mr. Phil. You're making me look bad.
Well, I think your mother made you look bad. Your mother and father got
together. Oh shit!
How can we have an ugly child? Let's try doggy style, and then that's what happened. Anyway, Mr. Phil Strickland is here. We're gonna get to the bottom of this bottom thing. Remember the bottom thing that we need to get to the bottom of?
Sure.
What was it again?
It was about Mr. Phil's first appearance and what actually happened.
All right, Mr. Phil, not Dr. Phil, is here. Say good morning, Mr. Phil Strickland. Good morning, Mr. Phil Strickland.
Good morning. How y'all fellas doing and stuff? Sounds like I jumped right in here on some stuff where I'm like, okay, this might be a little bit past PG.
Apparently I'm butthurt. I don't feel butthurt. My cock hurts a little bit, but that's a whole other story. But apparently somebody thinks I'm butthurt. So I want to get to the bottom of something with you. Now, apparently GD had suggested that I screwed up once before. You were scheduled to be on the program, and I didn't send you a link for it. I don't have any record of you ever being scheduled here before.
You know what? It was probably a problem on my side. I mean, technology, and we're trying to get this thing to work, man. We're trying to get this thing to work and stuff. So believe me, it might have been user error on my side, but it don't matter because at least I'm here. And I got my Stitch cut because if anybody watched the Super Bowl, they saw Stitch running around. And so I'm just happy to be here, y'all. I'm just happy to be here.
Wow, we're happy to have you here, especially because it just seemed like you just threw DG under the bus, and we love this. We can't maybe like the Super Bowl, have a couple of black guys start a feud, and with no woman involved.
First of all, he didn't throw me under the bus. He threw me out the back of the bus where I was sitting.
All right, so you guys want to diss track each other? That's what you black guys.
No, because Phil, I still love Phil like a brother, which means I wish he was dead like the other two brothers I have. No.
Yeah. Us white guys, we can't do diss track well. I was thinking about this. The last good white diss track was John Lennon, "How Do You Sleep?" But that was 1972. Since then, there hasn't been a good white guy diss track. Am I wrong?
I don't think you're wrong.
Yeah. I don't think I'm wrong either. So, Mr. Phil, where are you located? What part of America are you in?
I am in Ohio. I'm actually in Columbus, in Columbus, Ohio, right now. And it may seem like, well, what's he doing? Well, he's trying to get this so he can stream this also. So there we go. All right, now we're good. Now we're good with the Mind Dog. we're set. Yeah, I'm out of here. I'm a Buckeye. My parents decided to retire here. My pop used to play for Ohio State. What's up? What's up? Watch out now. Go big. Watch out now. Watch out now. 1970. So he was on the national championship team. And my buddies were like, what happened to you? And I'm like, I was in the band. So I don't know what that means. No, I was
you're a fireman. You're a fireman, so you saved lives. I don't know how many lives were saved by football games, but you saving lives.
Correct. And he was quite the Marine Corps pilot after that, and officer and all that sort of thing. So he was flying helicopters and all that stuff, and I was driving big red trucks, so it worked out okay. So either way, I try to do what I can do for society.
You don't see a lot of comedians who have a side job or as a fireman. This is a really difficult thing, because have you ever had a show and then you got to call, there's a 3-alarm fire down the block, I got to go. I mean, I've ever had to miss a set because a neighbor's house was on fire.
Well, I tell you what, before we started doing live streaming off, because I've had a couple of situations like that where it's like, hey, I'd be right in the middle of doing a live stream comedy set or whatnot, talking about whatever I'm talking about, and had to go from that standpoint and stuff. But actually, when we work at the fire department, we're usually there 24 hours on, 48 hours off and stuff. And since then, I actually started because of the fire department, because, PTSD and all crazy stuff you see. And the therapist was like, you know what? You seem to feel better when you communicate with people. And you have a way of holding the heavy stuff and not making light of it, but helping people to see it from a different point of view. You ever tried stand up? 2016, 2017 is when it started. I ain't stopped since. So that's how that broke down.
Any laughs on the job? I mean, is it
a billion? I mean, from people losing their ears to just different, going into a place you try to save people, and dogs are trying to bite you, the pit bulls and all that sort of thing. You're like, Lord Jesus, come on, Ren 1010, get on out here, K9. We're trying to do the best we can with what we got. Man, there's always something. And then when there's not an emergency, we mostly sit around the table, sip coffee, and talk about the old calls and all that stuff that we've seen and that sort of thing. Guys who like, oh man, I had this and I couldn't wait until we got back to the station. We were going to be at this fire for a while, and I saw that bathroom, and man, I just whipped them drawers off, and I had to go. But such and such walked up on me. Are you okay? Yeah. Don't look at me. I'm okay. That kind of thing. Just you never know what you're going to see when it comes to these 911 calls and people having their worst day.
My question is, because you are a fireman and you've been to everything burns at a certain temperature.
Correct.
Okay. So what's the best smelling animal in the fire? Is it a raccoon? Is it possum? Is it cat? Is it dog? Is it people? Or do we all smell the same?
Honestly, everything smells like burnt chicken. Everything smells like burnt chicken. Even in the back of the ambulance and stuff, you get back there, you start shocking folks, clear and all that stuff. You shock them too many times. Is that nuggets? Is that nuggets?
I disagree. You probably haven't been to a house.
I'm hungry. Stop at the KFC on the way. I'm hungry now.
Yeah, but you haven't been to a house that has pet pigs, because I have had pet pigs, and I know what bacon smells like, and it's different than chicken. So
with the bacon, yeah, I can see that. Maybe that's with our bigger clients and stuff, not our ones that are as lean and stuff. I guess I could start. Yeah, there's been a little hog in there. I can attest to that.
Did we catch you in a little bit of a white lie?
How so?
When you said when there's not an emergency, we sit around drinking coffee, and I'm just wondering, is the coffee like Corona coffee?
Well, this is how that works. The problem is, again, we're. I mean, this is really America's heroes and stuff in a lot of aspects, because as long as it's not a crime, if something's going on and people don't know what to do, they call 911. It doesn't matter if it's a cat in the tree, although you ain't never seen no cat skeleton in the tree, right? No, all right, man, he'll come down when he's ready. Engine 6 is available, that kind of thing. But when we're sitting there, there's nothing else happening, and we ain't eating, because brothers got to eat too. And so, but we ain't eating. Man, we're sitting there running our mouths, talking about, oh yeah, I remember that one time and such, and he was sitting there and he almost stepped right on the live wire that was down because he's like, I'm gonna save the baby, and we're like, what you're gonna do is cause another emergency. Watch where you're stepping, that kind of thing. You know,
That's
so
why,
you just,
I get it. I appreciate it, and that's why I called it a little white lie. Because listen, I know there are a lot of firemen who are drinking coffee because they're at AA meetings, and that's what happens when you're at AA meetings. You drink coffee. And some of them are still active firemen, but there's a big contingent of firemen who are not drinking coffee.
yeah, there's a lot. Now, again, how we deal with our ghosts and demons that are trying to remember this call and that kind of thing is, we, some guys womanize, some guys, jump to, alcoholic, some guys get into all kind of crazy stuff and whatnot. It's like, all right, now you're going to have to hold on your pension because you're sitting in jail. Me, I was like, no, let me go do something safe like comedy. Let me go do that and stuff. That's how I hear.
So when y'all are sitting
Steven,
around,
would you like to address that demon comment?
What'd you say?
Steven would like to address that demon comment because he learned last night there are no such thing as demons.
Oh, Steven, please. I just know what I've heard.
Yeah. There's no such thing as demons, and archangels are 8 foot tall praying mantises with tentacles.
Right.
Oh Lord, who had that nightmare, and what did they do before they went to sleep? Because Lord Jesus,
these are the spirits that the medium speaks to, and I will ask you to respect. I can't even with the straight face. Listen, it's a real thing. I was told. Just tune in to Beyond Classified with Stephen Ortiz. We'll send you a link later, buddy.
Are you into the conspiracy theories and ghosts and UFOs and all that stuff? No, you don't care about that stuff.
Now, Phil, when y'all are sitting around the fire station,
yes, sir.
Are there people like cutting hair, like doing each other, doing fades and stuff like that? Maybe mani pedis and stuff like that.
Listen, everybody's got a secondary job as a fireman. I mean, if you're working 24 hours on. And then you're off for 48. You got to know how to fix air conditioners. You got to know how to do haircuts. Everybody's got a secondary job and stuff. Working on houses, roofing, whatever. They're doing stuff. Me, I was usually helping people be friends. That was my thing. I'm like, I could talk to them. Hey, Phil, we're going to do this construction and tear down and build up and blah, blah, blah. You want to come on out there, bring a hammer? And I go out there and pretty much I just go out there and run my mouth and stuff. Make sure the team gets along. But there's always something where the guys are gamers or they're studying to be doctors or whatever case may be. There's time. You got time on your hands. If you say you bored, you're not a good fireman and stuff because you have to be resourceful with what you have. And if all you have is time, you better find some skill or whatnot to take care of things while you're on the off side of emergencies. Does that make sense?
Here on Long Island, where I am, it's all volunteer fire department. They don't get paid. Which is kind of so. Of course, they're going to be drinking. I'm going to drink my money's worth here, But I'm just because in the volunteer fire department houses, almost every month there is a comedy show, and I'm wondering, have you ever performed at a firehouse for firemen? Performed comedy for them?
As a matter of fact, I have, and it was a combination volunteer paid department. They were having they had been around for a long time, so they were having an annual, birthday for the fire department kind of thing. And I tell you what, it worked out pretty good. It worked out pretty good. People seem to really enjoy it, and they just like hearing the stories. They like hearing the stories. And you throw in some funny stuff, Looney Tunes stuff in between, and it just winds up being a good thing.
Yeah,
so,
it would feel like that might be like an open mic night. Like there's a lot of comedians in the audience because everybody in the firehouse thinks they're the funniest guy. Like at AA meetings, everybody thinks they're the funniest person, the funniest speaker there. So, is there a high degree of heckling or just pushback?
Very, very high degree of heckling. The difference between what I forget my retriever in the back. She want to play with her pet.
I thought that was one of your 2 kids.
or I had gas. I don't know. I had chili for Super Bowl night, so that's just what it is. But a lot of guys, but again, they keep it kind of, it's like, hey, did you hear this one? Did you hear this one? And it's not one for kids or the wives to hear. It's usually pretty colorful and stuff. And so where I have a chance to be by myself is the fact that I try to go deep in the bag and still keep it clean for everybody. Because most times it's something nasty that they're talking about, and you're just like, Lord Jesus, 8 out of 10 firemen. You really want to actually give them a 5-second delay so you can beep them if you have to, because it could be tough.
Now, Phil, speaking of the clean comedy,
Yes,
I want you to take this opportunity to promote your Saturday the 15th show at the Art of Republic. So let's plug it. Let's plug it.
Hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, this upcoming Saturday on the 15th, not only are we doing a live show, but we're also streaming it live. You guys understand with all that with the StreamYard and everything and stuff, but we got some area greats. I don't know why Ron has the seal commercial up there, but that's terrific. We may have to give Ron a mic. I'm just saying. But we have some area greats, Danger, Roe the Realist, guy named Damon Henty. There's our host is Jack Shepard and stuff. He's known in and around the comedy circles and stuff. And he comes out and does a great job for us. But we go ahead, we do that. It's about $15, $20. It's really a great time. This is our Art of Republic comedy spot plus the vibe, because afterwards it's kind of like an elbow, kind of a mixer kind of thing. We really only have we only got about a tiny small desk kind of room. It's like 60 people in the room, but then after that you got to watch it online and stuff. And since everyone's got fans from different spots, we're trying to make the most of what our social media fans and so they can see us. I never get to see you. When you coming to my city and all that. Hey, look, I know you're in Louisiana or Alabama, whoever that was I was imitating, but here you can watch us online and go from there. It's a fraction of the cost, and that's what it is. That's through www.mpsc Entertainment LLC, because you gotta have limited liability corporation.com. MPSC Entertainment.
See, that's funny because in my company, LLC stands for Little Low on Cash.
I'm just saying it's got multiple meanings. I don't want to talk about it.
And now, have you thought about using Plausible to stream the comedy, or do you know about plausible.com?
No, hey, give me a brief update. What's that? I can Google it. I can chat.
He's vice president of Plausible. So
no, I'm not vice president, but I am a whore for Plausible. PLAUZZABLE.com.
No.
It's a streaming service. I'm going to say streaming service in quotes because it's actually more. It's better than Zoom and YouTube and stuff like that, because you can actually hear and see the comedians. I mean, hear and see the audience in real time.
Plausible.
Yeah. So, for example, if you were streaming Plausible right now, your face would be like the right side of the screen, and on the left side of the screen would be like the small thumbnail videos of like maybe everybody in the audience. So you actually can see and hear and actually respond to and interact with them in real time.
I'm about to get my phone up.
And you set your own prices.
He's selling it. And my dog, he's selling it. I'm bought.
No, definitely. Plausible. Leanna Linsky is the founder of that. And it's a great service. I'm just wondering how really is the sync on that, because they have invented new technologies. Jam Kazam is one, because there is latency, even though you don't feel it in conversation, and maybe it's not as important in comedy, but I think it kind of is, that there is a latency. Like you will tell a joke and then 5 seconds later, 7 seconds later, hear the laugh.
No, I've done the Plausible thing where I've had this a show and live streaming at the same time. And so I had a monitor so I can actually hear the audience, and they were laughing at the same time.
Real quick.
Okay. So they were laughing at the same time as the people in the room laughing. So if there's a delay, it's in the room also. But the laughter was at the same time.
Ooh, I like.
Now I don't know how that happens because I'm not like a tech genius.
You got to be to make that. And listen, good for them, and it's good to know that that's the case. But it's really difficult. If you ever try to do a sing along with like a guitar and you play, and you'll be out of sync with the person who's in the Zoom call or all that.
But that's also
yeah.
the difference also, because it may be microseconds, but when you do that with music, microseconds on two different instruments sounds like it's out of tune, you know, and worse, you know. So it's and when you're speaking, it's just, when you're doing comedy, basically it's like one or two people talking at once, you know, doing the thing, and other people responding. And if the laughter is like off by a fraction of a second, it doesn't matter because you have roll-on laughter and delay and stuff like that. So even if there is a slight delay, it's not enough to make a difference. Like I said, because I've done the plausible with live shows and streaming them, and it's very good. And here's the other thing. As far as the monetary thing goes, I still do not know how many streams you have to have on video to make any money. But on plausible, you get 40% of the ticket sales, or the 60%. It's a 40-60 split. I'm not sure if it's who gets the 60. I think you get the 60, they get the 40. So let's say you have $10 tickets that you're selling it on plausible when you stream. If you sell, let's say 3 tickets, just 3, that's what $9? $18?
Mine dog with the 18.
Okay, well let's say it's $18.
I just said that.
Yeah,
you say let's say it. I already said it.
I don't know how many streams you have to have on YouTube to get $18.
Oh, I do.
Well, see, and again, Matt knows I don't.
Well, here it is, and it's more than 3. How about that? It's 250,000 within a month period. You will get roughly $16 to $18 for.
Wow.
See, and that's the other reason why I'm pushing plausible.com, because even like I said, because I don't know about you, Phil. I don't know about Ron. I don't know about Matt. Me as a comedian, I'm never. If you added everything I put on video to date, and even the stuff that's been deleted, it's not close to 100,000. You know, I'm not that big. I'm not that popular, but I can get 20, 30 people, and it's, you know.
Yeah. If you add up all the money I've made off of YouTube in my entire, I just had my 18th anniversary of when I launched my YouTube channel. By the way, if you add up all that money, I don't think I could buy a cup of coffee at Starbucks. No, that's not true.
Starbucks. No, Starbucks. You're talking high end. Could you get Dunkin' Donuts coffee?
Yeah. You know who Doris Klumpus is?
Doris Klumpus. Don't make me look it up. I will.
Well, Doris Klumpus is a character, a recurring character on Seinfeld. I believe she was on 5 episodes, maybe 4. But I interviewed Annie Corzin, who played Doris Klumpus, and she was very proud of the fact that she did the Seinfeld stuff in 1992. And she said, if you add up all the residual checks she's gotten since 1992, it's about $100,000. And she said, I don't know about you, but to me, $100,000 is a lot of money. The reason she was bringing it up was she was not the first choice. Somebody turned down the role because it was just too busy or something. She's like, you got $100,000 to throw away. Good for you. But for me, that was a good choice. And her claim was just say yes to everything. Now, to me, saying yes to everything, that's how I got my ass raped in prison that time. So making money, you know, it's still.
No, you know how he's lying? He said yes, and he got his ass raped. That's not. If you consented, it's not rape.
That's a good point.
That's a date after that.
Next time I lie about that, I'll just have to change my story a little bit.
A lot of people who don't understand how grammar works.
Well, I was just trying to weave in that because that guy called me butthurt before. I was trying to explain where the butthurt might have come from.
That's nice. That's easy to get there.
It was like kind of like a callback, but you tried.
Kind of.
You did. You tried.
It's like a call backside.
Yeah. So.
Right.
So Phil, I am going to, because you wanted me to make a video to promote your show.
Thank you,
I just had you promote it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to clip this, and it's going to be my video to promote your show, and I'm going to put my promo code on there.
So
that's what you get all the fireworks. It's not even you get all the fireworks right there. Let me see if you get.
I was going to ask Phil or Mr. Phil Strickland. I want to make sure I keep the respectful title there.
Thank you.
if you were ashamed of GD, but it's apparent you are because he's kissing up like so bad to try to get back into your good graces. I don't have to ask.
Listen, no, GD's my homie. He be taking care of me. That's my big brother right there. It's well, I mean, we go all the way back to Akron. I like to call it Akron. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. So you're saying he does shit just for flattery?
I'm saying
I have liked Phil from the very beginning. And whenever, even though I'm not even in his market, if he did something like when he first started his Mr. Phil, comedy, clean comedy. First of all, I had like no shot of being on the shows because I couldn't even spell clean comedy. But I was still promoting that he was doing that. Okay, yeah. So I wasn't doing it so I can get on a gig because it took me a while to even think that I could do clean comedy. I didn't even try to do clean comedy until Ron had me do one set clean for 15 minutes. And that was
Ron
it.
Did?
Yeah. And that was the first time that I did clean comedy.
Ron, how do you do? How do you do, brother? Is it this Ron that had you do it?
This Ron.
How do you do, brother? What's up? You remember any of them?
Yeah, I mean, he did fine. I mean, I worked clean that night too, so we all managed.
Oh, so everybody was in it. Okay.
My whole framing of reality is just bent out of shape here. Wait, Ron's working clean. He's promoting clean shows. He's insisting that GD works clean. What the fuck?
It was just in support of clean comedy. If you want to do corporate gigs, which is where there's more money, you need to do clean. The only problem I have with clean is I don't know what clean is to that, because clean changes from place to place. You can have clean, and clean just means you can't say cunt and nigger. Or you can have clean where you can't allude to sex. You can say I have children, but can't talk about how you got them.
Yeah.
See? And because that would be dirty. You can say I got 4 kids and none of them are adopted. And they say, "What? So you were fucking?" No, I didn't say that. Because I can't say how I got the kids.
Prime time clean, 1980s prime time clean, like Family Ties, like Cosby Show, like that kind of clean. That's
the fact that it's his show, that's not clean anymore because just the name Cosby implies that you were drugging and raping people.
Ooh, he's right. Wow. He's right with that. Yeah. And people have asked me, you don't cuss on your show when you do your sets, Phil. You don't cuss. I was like, I will say nigga. I don't play. That's for me and my people. I don't know, but I will say nigga and say it a couple times. But other than that, no, I don't. They're like, wow, and I'm like, don't say.
Yeah, I just have to open my window and I'll hear that coming from every direction. Ron, are you getting the revelation that I just got in this?
What's
moment?
up? What's up? What is it?
I understand why GD is a big fan of Mr. Phil Strickland, because Mr. Phil Strickland is the only guy who actually laughs at his jokes.
Oh, come on, man. I could be. I'm a jovial person, and so I can see it. I'm like, okay, I see what's being said. I like that. All right, that's good. That's not say I can't appreciate it. I appreciate.
He's just not used to hearing people laugh when he talks, and so you are his favorite person, of course.
That's what I call schlong division.
I don't mind. You were saying about now, GD. You were saying about the corporate gigs, and that's absolutely right, man. I'm like, look, let's work smarter, not harder. If they're gonna pay more dollars, for clean comedy, and I can make it happen because I practiced it being a girl dad for all these years, and then sitting around the fire station for 30 of those years and stuff. As I'm sitting there and getting all this information, and then seeing these horrible things, and man, that guy, oh man, that was terrible. He messed up. He lost the whole foot. It's all right. He's got another one.
Corporate is really, you know what?
They like it. Take the money.
Yeah, it's not anything that anybody signs up for when you get into performing. It's not a fun gig. It doesn't make you feel like you've I don't know. It doesn't make you feel like a rock star. It doesn't make you feel like a star in comedy.
I must be wrong then, because I sure be feeling like that. I'm like, thank you, I appreciate you, all that stuff. I'm taking pictures. We're social media. You know, we're having a good time. They're trying to tell me, yeah, I remember that, my kid, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, hey, what's up? You feel like a tiny bit.
Well, you obviously haven't done the corporate gigs where the people in the audience are there because they have to be there because the company made them come to this show. They're not there because they want to be there. They're there because they have to be there. So those kind of audiences are really rough to play for.
Well, I figure that's just more fodder to talk about. I know y'all don't want to be here, but I'm extremely happy to be here. How y'all doing? I feel Strickland, and I go right into it and stuff. I had that with a school where I had to do a show for the freshmen, then the sophomores, then the juniors, and the seniors. They split it all up like that. It was in Pittsburgh a couple of years back, and I'm telling you what, I had the time of my life that day and stuff. I'm like, look, as I walked away with the check that they paid me, the kids was laughing, I was laughing, they was laughing at me, I was laughing definitely at them. They don't want to be embarrassed. I'm gonna play on that. I mean, it was just it was such a good thing. So I think it's just all in how you look at it and stuff.
I mean, there's nothing more rewarding, and people. It sounds when I say this, they're going to say, "Well, you're just in it for the money." It's not the case. How do I pay? So to soften the edges of this, if you get paid $2,500 for a show that you're used to getting paid $125 to $150 for, first of all, it's a message to your subconscious there that you are worth that people are willing to pay that much money for your show. It changes your whole attitude about how you perform and how you prepare for your next show. You start to get a sense of self-worth, like, and maybe I shouldn't be doing these freebie shows, and that this is why I'm into the place where if anybody offered me a freebie show now, I'd probably turn it down unless it was like the best possible
for a good cause,
situation.
you know, like but Pushpa Talk, but Uncle Chobi Reservation. You know, you do a free show for them because they give you discount weed, right?
Discount weed, but also there's got to be a paycheck, and I'm not going all the way there for that.
Yeah. Well, I like how Steve Harvey looked at it and stuff. I remember him saying one time, "Hey, if you got time to be on the mic, that's just experience in and of itself." And stuff. So whether it's free or you got to drive across town for $50 or wherever the case may be, if you can get there and stuff. Because the more people that see you, you know, there's more of a potential that down the line. Because again, it's a marathon, not a sprint. If you look at it that way, and I'm just like, interesting. I'm not saying I do them all, but I sure do consider it.
Yeah.
You know?
Now, Phil, I do want
that exposure. It's exposure. Well, exposure only gets you frostbite. Really, that's what you're getting.
Now, Phil, I do want you to promote your podcast that you do. You're streaming. I think it's called League of Gentlemen from the Hood.
Oh, that is to refer to it. I appreciate you saying that. That's a MPSC Entertainment production right there. It's H.J. Blackman's League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. All right. And so what we have on there is we have gentlemen such as yourselves talking to the up and coming generations and stuff about what it is that they had gotten into, what they learned from different situations and when things went right and then when things went wrong. You know, it's not it's not a loss, it's a lesson, you know, that kind of mentality. Again, from a positive kind of standpoint. And also more leaving a legacy and stuff, because afterwards, after we're all dead, gone, and the worms evade us, or we're burnt up, or whatever we decide to do with, you know, they decide to do with our bodies and all that sort of thing and stuff, we're still on here chitter chatting. And, you know, who knows, just like a good book, you know, a lot of thoughts, and kind of who knows what the future holds. Now, all I know is,
so you used one word that just meant that Matt could never be on your show.
What's up?
You said positivity. I'm not sure that Matt is capable.
I was trying to set it up good. I'm sorry. What's up?
It's all fine, and I agree with that assessment. But I was more offended by calling me a gentleman. Don't ever call me a gentleman again.
Yeah, I guess I would infer that if you're on the show, guess what? You get gentleman status. And stuff.
His hands are soft and supple, but his personality is not.
Hey, we can learn something from everybody. You know, not everything is sugar. Yeah, you know, for the recipe. Sometimes you need bitters. Sometimes you need hot. You know, sometimes you need jalapenos. That ain't how you say it, but you know what I'm talking about. So I got you.
Now, do you get offended? Like if somebody is a doctor, Dr. Phil Strickland, let's say, and I just called you Phil, the doctor would get upset. Do you get upset when people forget to say Mr. Phil Strickland?
No, sir. No, sir. I think because you know, my friends call me Phil and that sort of thing. But usually when it comes to writing the check is what, you know, they used to do. But so before the, you know, Cash App and all that other stuff, I was like, Mr. Phil Strick, because this is
nice.
You understand what I'm saying? I pay taxes. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like that kind of stuff. You know, I used to tell the kids when they were teenagers and stuff, and their friends would come over and, hey, Phil, and I'm like, listen, you don't pay taxes, you don't own a house. It's Mr. to you. It's Mr. Phil. I'm the dad in this piece. All right, you know, I serious. So that's where it started.
And also eating your food and not paying you for it.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
I'm having a dementia moment here. Wasn't the doll Mr. Phil on Saturday Night Live? The original.
That was Mr. Bill.
That was Mr.
Bill.
Very close. Very close. And also, yeah, and he got rolled over and all that stuff. Also on Jim Carrey had Fire Marshal Bill and stuff. To be confused with Fire Marshal Phil. Look, it's Fireman Phil and all that, and do the let me tell you and all that kind of stuff. That's not me. Burn them all.
Boy, oh boy, I feel so old now. I think I'm confusing Mr. Bill with Mr. Phil.
Come on. We're all losing it somehow, some way. You know, we're just doing it together. We're all aging together.
I'm finding it unbelievably so, but I'm finding it saying, "What is this? I don't know." Yeah, I'm just too old.
When I was coming up, everything was yes sir and no ma'am and all that sort of thing. You get in trouble if you didn't say it and stuff, especially being in a military family. And I was the eldest of three, so I really had to make sure I was leading by example and stuff. So that, and then with God feeling, you know, like, hey, you know what? I'm giving you daughters. I was like, man, I'm gonna get a son, daughter. Here, all right, this time it's a son, daughter. I quit. Two's enough. You know, two's enough. But then having to raise them, and you can't be like, you know, come here, boy, do what you got to do. And you know, it ain't like that. You know, you can't do the military. You got to talk to them and have them understand. Okay, this is the plan. This is what we're going to do. I don't like it. I'm not doing it. I'm nervous. I don't want to. The answer's no. I'm not doing. I'm like, golly, Lord. He's like, you want to be a comedian? I got you. Here you go. Have these two daughters that think just like you, and it's stubborn. So as your wife, not stubborn, determined. We'll call it determined, so I don't get in trouble.
Yeah, determined. A lot of people are determined. Are determined. Yeah, it's you know, it's just a matter of whether the determination matches reality. In a lot of cases, there are so many people. Rob White calls it the sickness, where you see guys who are. Listen, it's hard to kill somebody's dream, but I see people who are at it for 20 years and still haven't gotten past the open mic level of it, and still consistent and still believing in the dream. And at some point, I think it's just humane to say, maybe you should pay attention to not doing what's not working. You change your strategy, because if you've been doing something for 20 years and not progressing at it, it's clear that this is not the way to make it happen.
Yeah.
Not saying you're not talented, not saying there's not a place for you in the business, just whatever the way you're going about it is not working. Because
I mean, honestly, at the station, people will have the thought that most firemen are great cooks and stuff. You know, firemen, they can cook, right? Can you cook, Phil? I'm like, no, I can. If we're having dinner, I'm going to make cereal for everybody. That's not my thing. However, if you're not a good cook, embrace that. Maybe you're a good KP guy, you know, kitchen patrol, you know, where you can clean up everything, get it all situated. Hey, you cook everything. I don't care if you use all the pots and pans. I'll clean it up, because, God dog, this is some good food. Yes, throw another stick of butter in there, Paula Dean, That's what I'm talking about. That is some good food. That kind of thing. So
you may be good at budgeting the meal. So yeah, we can get the same meal for $20 less.
Who got the Kroger Meal card? You know what I'm talking about? Who got the Kroger Plus card? Yeah, just like that. I mean, hey, I got coupons. Whatever the case may be. Everyone gets
coupons. Have you guys ever done a show together? You and GD. I mean, obviously you don't know Ron. Ron wouldn't know anybody. Ron doesn't like people. He doesn't leave his home.
Ron, looking forward to hearing from you, sir. Me and GD did a show at a place called the Pharmacy, and you did clean there. You did well. No,
cleanish. It was cleanish.
Yeah, it could have been rinsed off once or twice more, but it was cleanish and stuff.
Yeah.
But you didn't claim to be clean, so it was expected. So either way. But yeah, that was probably about 4 or 5 years ago now. It's stuff.
At least, because that was back with I won't mention him by name because I actually can't remember his name. He went on to own crackpots.
What is his name?
Yeah,
Chris Kelter.
Yes,
Chris Kelter. Yep. Yeah. Wow. He had that going on and stuff, and that was pretty good. That's where we got a chance to see a lot of the different folks, because I think GD came in as the special guest that night, and I was just like, all right, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm shocked to realize that Ron is actually paying attention.
Yeah, the first because I did like 5 or 6 shows for Chris, and the first time I was special. But after that, he had me headline like 4 or 5 shows for him.
Yeah. Wow. He's pretty good about helping us comedians.
He used to be. He may still be. I don't know. I just think he got a hair up his ass about me, and I have no idea why. I have no idea.
Is it a long hair? Because I've been missing one long hair. It used to wrap around my head.
I feel bad that's the case, because I'm starting to hear that more and more, because that's one thing you can't do. You ain't hiding in the comical community and stuff. If they don't like you or you start burning folks, it definitely starts to come out. And I'm like, unfortunately, I've heard that a couple times. I'm like, bruh.
The weirdest thing is the last time I talked to him, I just headlined for him, and we were talking about producing a show together. In Maryland, because he wanted to stretch out of the Pennsylvania, Ohio area. He wanted to come into Maryland. I was looking at country clubs for him, so we could produce a show together.
Mm-hmm.
And we bumped heads. It wasn't even bumping heads. We disagreed about a particular comic that he wanted on the show, and I just wasn't crazy about. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't crazy about him because that comic was convinced that he was a crowd work comedian. But he sucked at crowd work. But he was friends with other comedians that were good. His other people, they traveled like in a pack.
Yeah.
And they were good, but he was like the token black guy.
Oh, no.
He was a token black guy in their pack. And he was terrible at crowd work, but he insisted on doing crowd work. And the only thing he did was every time he performed, he just ostracized white people with the overuse and inappropriate use of the word nigger. Now, I don't have a problem with the word nigger, obviously, but he was using it to cudgel people over the head. It's like, no, that's not comedy.
Yeah.
That's not comedy.
Yeah.
And I did not want him part of a show where the next comedian after him, because he wasn't the headliner,
the
comedian after him had to work over that, had to get the crowd back after that. You don't want that. I don't want that. And that was the last time he and I spoke, because we bumped heads over that.
Hey, you know what? If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. And some people need to understand, hey, that feedback that you can get from other folks, that's a good thing. You might want to take that 2 cents on that dollar you got to pay. It's just my 2 cents. You might want to take that 2 cents and consider it. So
because I had a good track record with him. They're like, he'd say, I want to book so and so, and I said, don't book him. I said because his EPK looks good. I said, but his actual show is not properly represented by his EPK. And I said, the only thing you're going to get is a bunch of really vulgar, not funny jokes. And he booked them, and that's what he got. And he said to me, I should have listened to you. I said, yes, you should have listened to me. But that
when Ron gets up, I think I'm tending to think, well, he just whipped his cock out, and he actually has seal tattooed on his cock.
The whole seal, not just the head.
The whole seal.
Not yet, the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't know how the song goes, but it's something starts like that where he's really goes into the chorus. Seal does and stuff. So that's a interesting tattoo. Not saying I want to see it again like that.
It would be painful. I mean, the whole idea of getting your dick tattooed with
the hardest part was getting the eyes on there.
You got to be a pretty good artist. Let's give the artist some.
I got enough space on there. It's fine.
Oh man, that's good.
I never knew this about Ron before, but apparently he's extremely well endowed. This was never part of the subject matter here, but apparently he's got a cock as big as Seal's head. So, good for him. Yeah.
Look, they didn't call him the Italian sausage for nothing. I told you his last name was not Kane by birth. That's not his given name. That's his earned name.
Well, why would somebody change something from a beautiful Italian last name to Kane? It doesn't.
Because he earned it.
I don't get it. Like his real last name is Gambino, or something like.
No, it's just too hard for people to pronounce, and I didn't want to play that game of like. Oh. Here we go.
Oh, I get it. It's Minucci.
Yeah. You figured it out.
Welcome to Minucci's.
All right. Wow, it took me all this time to figure that out. I feel stupid for taking so long.
You must be the Monopoly guy.
I'm totally lost.
I prefer Mr. Potato Head, but I'll go with the Monopoly guy. So now, Phil, do you have a website? Because I have people I'm pointing to your Facebook page, Phil Strickland.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. The website is MPSC Entertainment LLC.com. And I know it's a lot of letters. I try not to spell it for people because I didn't do good in school. But either way, MPSC Entertainment LLC.com, and that puts them in touch with everything.
We'll get that link and we'll put it in the description for people for moving forward. But during the live stream, just is there a link to it from your Facebook page? I think there must be.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep, right in the they follow the links up there in the top of it and stuff. It's Genesis.
Earlier you talked about, because I got a request for a booking last night. They sent me this whole long sheet where what are you even asking me all this information for? Like, but one of the things they asked for were all my social media handles, and I'm like, I don't want to send these. I'm going to. This is about a music booking. Why do they need to see me talking shit about politics or whatever they're going to find on my social media? But I went through the whole process of saying, you understand that all these numbers that you're going to be looking at are worldwide numbers. These are not people who are going to show up to your gig. You're looking at numbers on my Instagram page and see I got 8,000 followers there. I don't have 8,000 followers in Riverhead, New York, which is where the gig is from. Got to understand that. Is that, people still with you as far as booking, looking at numbers of followings and thinking, well, if he's got this many followers on Facebook, he's probably going to bring all those people, every last one of them going to be here to our 60 Club.
No.
Yeah.
That's not how it works. That's not how that works. I tell you what, if we could get just 10% of the followers, I don't have no 8,000, so it's stuff. But I got a couple thou on there, and I got just 10% of them, and they're paying for the online viewing. Hot dog, that's a good payday right there. But that's not happening.
How do they not figure this out in all this time that those numbers are really meaningless in terms of how many people are going to show up at your club? But they don't seem to be able to figure that out. Like, they can make that mistake 5 times a week, 50 weeks a year, and still keep with the same old strategy. Like, we're just going to look at his Facebook numbers or Instagram numbers or TikTok numbers or whatever, and then they don't show up. I don't know.
That's one of those things. I'm like, look, you know what? You get what you pay for and stuff. What is it that you're looking for? Because all I can bring is me. All right, I'm gonna bring me. The people is gonna enjoy themselves. We're gonna have a good time. But me being me and stuff. Well, you got all these. Hey, look, it's a big world out there. I just got a glass full of folks that know about me. That don't mean they all come into my show right then and there that day. You know what I'm talking about? So, and that's how it works for all of us and stuff. I'm gonna keep on smiling and keep on telling my little funny stories and do what I gotta do. Thank you for my money. Please write Mr. On there when you sign my check. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Columbus, Ohio. Let me ask you about this, because this is I don't know if you follow this or whether you've actually seen it in person, but from what I gather on TikTok, Columbus, Ohio is the home of the Fourth Reich. We have Nazis marching through the streets of Columbus, Ohio. Have you ever seen them?
I have not seen them, and
Nazi. You said Nazi.
I have not seen the Nazis, and although I've heard about them being a couple streets over, as we're doing one of the shows and whatnot, I'm like, what's up? You mad? You hate laughs? Do you hate laughs? Because listen, last I saw someone missing an arm, we was all bleeding red blood. You know what I'm talking about? And
yeah,
so,
I hear you. The fact that you live there and haven't seen them makes me doubtful, because we could see you could put a video of anything on social media and claim this is the case.
Yeah.
But you know what? When you haven't seen them and it's in your town, I'm a little suspect there.
Well, there again, though, as I'm not just driving around and whatnot, I try to avoid problems. My second job is security at a church. We got a pretty big there's a pretty big church here, and they were like, what do you bring to the security team? I was like, well, definitely not headlocks. All right, I can't do none of that and stuff. But if someone is sick or hurt or there's a fire hazard,
if they catch on fire, I'll put them down.
If they catch on fire for sure. I thought that went without saying. I'm your guy. Call me and stuff. But if it's, hey, what are you doing? You need some Barney Fife? That's not me. I'm not that guy and stuff. And they were like, we like how you think. I said, chances of you having some kind of weather event or, granny's having short of breath or
I think if there were Nazis in my town, it's no matter how big the town I was in, I think I would see them. I don't know, maybe not.
I would avoid them. I would have to, because underneath this jovial smile, well, there's also the opposite side of, oh, I see you want to be Ohio State Buckeye today. Let me see what's going on. You went out swinging.
Go Buckeyes, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, you know what's up, man. You know what's up. So that's, I'm just like, hey, but they talk about them, but I don't travel in them same circles and them same spots and all that stuff. I try to avoid it.
I was just curious, like how Columbus,
nice, Steve. I see that.
How Columbus got mixed into, when you think about where the Nazis might be, I would assume like North Carolina was always a big KKK. They're different. I would not think Columbus, Ohio. That's Ohio Nazis. I mean, that's a
well. Thing. Let me tell you this. I when the pandemic and everything broke down and we were all on lockdown and everything. My wife, travel nurse, all right? And she was travel nurse at that time. She gets locked down. We're in Arkansas at that moment and stuff. We go from Arkansas up to Illinois and Chicago, and we come down to North Carolina, and we see where the sit-ins and stuff were, in Greensboro and all that stuff. And then we come down to Florida, where we meet up with her sister, my sister-in-law. And man, I didn't know you could have alcohol for breakfast, but it's called a mimosa. Get you one, brother.
Hey, not just a mimosa, but you can get yourself a Bloody Mary for breakfast too. That's your vitamins, that's your vegetables, all right there.
Steve knows what I'm talking about. So we go from there and we hop over to Oklahoma, and right there, we're there just before the election and 2020 and whatnot. And so we're like, oh, we got to make it back to Ohio to vote, mainly because I'm thinking our vote was going to count towards something. It didn't quite work out the way I thought it was going to. But in Oklahoma, man, they flew them flags on the back of them trucks like nothing, brother. You heard me? I mean, we were traveling in a what's called fifth wheel type of RV, you pull with the truck and all that. So we're traveling this big fifth wheel. We pull up. It's this huge thing because we got to live in it and stuff. And she making lots of money. And I'm like, God bless you. Passing up. I mean, I save lives, you save urine, 100%. It's up. They paying her a lot to do that. So we get there, we pull up in this thing, and it's like, like old Tom and Jerry say. We pull up in this thing, but we're looking around, and it's all these, make America great again, Trump 2020, all kind. I'm just like, Lord. And we are the only pieces of chocolate in this part of Oklahoma, just 200, resident spot for all these RVs and stuff down there. Everybody's got them bull horns on the front of their truck and all that. It's just cowboy country for real. And from there, after we got all situated and stuff, and the folks were kind of nice because they were more looking at us as, you ain't like them other blackies or colored people. How do you want to be called? I'm just like, God dog, this is a lot. This is all. We wound up going up to Portland, Oregon, Now that's a total flip, flip. I mean, it's like the Muppets up there. There's so many different types of people and all kind of stuff. People walking around with cat ears and tails and I'm this and they're asking.
Not only that, they have like 12 different Asian groups, and people know which Asian group is different. They can tell the difference. Yeah.
They knew they were so it was so different. It was so different. It was like living in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood and stuff, because it was that different with the color schemes and how people were walking by and they say hello. They felt like when they talked to a black person, it was like you were a celebrity. How you doing? And they really wanted to know. I'm like,
wow.
Doing pretty good. How are you and stuff? And then we get back to good old red state Ohio, and I tell you what, it was something different. You were in Portland. That sounds terrible. Well, you don't know what you're talking about, because first off, they're all people, and secondly, it was actually interesting. They love their animals more than they love their kids, because those kids' playgrounds, those things were tore up like Detroit or something. But those dog parks, man, those were the Hamptons, boy. Them dog parks was nice. So it was just different. People are different all across the country.
I agree, and this is a big part of the entertainment life, being, getting some road work in and putting some miles under your belt. You get to see that these 50 states are really 50 different countries. There are 50 different cultures. There's so much different going on, different ideas. Same people. We're all people at the end of the day, but different cultures are all over the place. Extremely different cultures. So
you're preaching it, brother. That's exactly how it is.
Yeah.
It was cool. It was cool to see all those different things and make contact with folks. But yeah, you're right. There's folks that, how is it in Ohio? And I was like, you don't look at people and like say good morning, because they're like, what you looking at and stuff. I'm not saying it's New York, but it is down the street. I'm not saying it's New York, but it's down the street from New York and stuff. Play, so it's just kind of funny.
All right, very cool. Now, promo your show one more time, because we're kind of out of time here. Let's. I know Ron is at Fratelli's Friday night, right? Fratelli's. Ron?
Yep, Fratelli's.
All right, Ron's at Fratelli's. I have a February 15th show, Art of Republic. We will be online live or on demand. Please feel free to get tickets. NPSCentertainmentllc.com. It's on Eventbrite. We'd love to have you. It's a clean show. You don't got to worry about getting cussed out. Every now and again, one slips out of there, and then you'll see me go right up to the front and hook that joker right off, because we ain't playing that game. Don't mess with my money. Don't mess with my money.
No, I don't want to jinx you here, but just thinking about the date, I would have, and I still I got a 40-year policy of never booking anything on February 15th, because everybody takes the date out on the 14th, and nobody really wants to. Oh, I did my thing last.
That's funny you say that, because we went ahead and phrased it as in laugh after love. This is the perfect time to stay in and watch something funny with your honey. That kind of thing. That's exactly how we did that. So that's interesting you say that, man. We tried to account for all contentions, so that's kind of how we put it.
Good for guys who forget to get anything too. Yeah. Take her out to a comedy show the next night, and then you'll be back in a good grace.
I call it the Valentine Apology Tour.
Yeah, basically.
Just up on the 14th is like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Can I make it up to you?
Yeah. So we are out of time here. Mr. Phil Strickland, I appreciate you dropping by. It's been good. You've been a good guest, and you laughed at GD's jokes, and that's unusual. Never seen that happen before, so it's the first time for everything. Good luck with your shows this weekend. Please do come back sometime. You've been a pleasure. Thanks.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys, man. Y'all making it go.
Hey.
Have a good day. Bye for now. Yeah, let me go back here.
God's coming for you.
We got to wrap this up, but I wanted to ask you guys about this. What's going on here? What the fuck is going on here?
GD, stop.
How far is London, England from New York City? Miles.
I would guess 2,000 miles, but I don't know.
Hold on,
you would guess that, right? That's
New York to the UK?
To London. I want to be specific about it. London, England to New York City. The reason I bring it up is Elon Musk. You've heard of Elon Musk, right? Yeah, and
It's
by the way,
3,461 miles by air.
I would have said about 20 miles.
So you notice about 20 miles. That Felon is pretty much the same as F. Elon, right? They're very close.
Oh,
anyway. Yeah,
it's true.
That's very close. F. Elon, fuck Elon Musk. He says this morning on his Twitter, I'm not making this up. He said he could build a tunnel from London, England to New York City that would take 54 minutes to drive. How fucking fast?
It's what?
54-minute drive is what he's claiming. A 54-minute drive from London to New York when he builds a tunnel.
Maybe with the bullet train.
Not even a bullet train.
Oh no, they only do what, 500 miles an hour?
Oh, well,
it'd still be 4 hours. It'd still be about a 4-hour drive.
Yeah, I don't know.
I bet you he's working on wormhole technology.
See, yeah, I wonder if now that Trump's in office, he was able to get some of that alien tech, and he's like 52 minutes done.
Yeah, I think he's just working on mind bloom technology. Mind bloom technology. If you're tripping the whole way, it could feel like 54 minutes. But I don't know. People claim he's smart. I just don't see it.
No, he's autistic. Right. He has a gift in some areas, but for the most part, he's fucked.
His gift in one area is to be born with a father who owns a ruby mine, right? Or an emerald mine.
Well, that helps. That helps.
Yeah, that's a gift. Other than that, all right, we cleared that up. Mr. Phil Strickland was a good guest. Mr. Phil Strickland. I'm Mr. Matt Napo. I'm Mrs. Matt Napo.
And I missed my calling.
Yeah, Miss McCalling. Anyway, that's it. That's the show for today. That's it. That's the fucking show. Butthurt or not, we chase one more potential. We do this. We have people who come in, they get in the chat room, they feel like they're being part of the program, and then I chase them away.
Well, the problem is he's trying to blame it on a delay. A delay does not stop you from just being inaccurate and stupid.
And just putting words in my mouth and saying shit that I didn't say.
Forgive me for trying to respond in real time, and there's a big delay. It's like, delay doesn't mean misquote.
Yeah, and plus, have some goddamn respect for,
You must be the Monopoly guy. Hey.
I just don't know what I ever did to make him so abusive of me. Like, he just hates me. Do you remember what it was? Or was it because I said he looked like David Tell once upon a time? Listen, I'm not the only one who made that observation. Andy Andrus said I had to put my glasses on to make sure that wasn't David Tell up there.
We've had a few people say he looks like David Tell.
Yeah.
So David Tell.
Yeah. David Tell is pissed. But David Tell would never call me the Monopoly Man. I just want to make that clear. He would call me Mr. Potato Head, which I prefer. All right. Stephen, it says prostate behind you. Is that what it says? Prostate.
Oh, it's Ohio State.
Oh, prostate. Just to make me more aware of my cancer problems.
That's a weird picture of a vagina.
It's being stitched back up.
So I'm not sure if we have a guest tomorrow. Oh, I think we do have a guest tomorrow.
Queen Elizabeth got back to me.
Yes.
I said, hey, do you want to jump on the show? She goes, oh man, I wish I would have saw this earlier. I was like, me too. And then I was like, tomorrow, and then no response. So
tomorrow or Thursday, I believe both days are open. I have a nighttime show tomorrow that I don't really want to do. Yeah, both days are open. No guests scheduled for today or for tomorrow, Wednesday or tomorrow. Blah, 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 blah. So,
well, Thursday I'm cutting out at 10.
Why?
My wife asked me to.
Yeah, why did your wife ask? This is don't say. You're having your colonoscopy. Why did your wife ask you to? What is the plan? Because it's a day before Valentine's Day. We need our pre-Valentine's Day cunnilingus.
No, that was the 9th.
Oh, wow!
No,
You do it a week in advance.
She's leaving for Europe, and I need to take her to the airport.
Why is it my rep?
You didn't pay enough. Well, I didn't pay enough to be my Europe. My rep.
Your rep. No, it's your rep.
That's not my rep. It's your rep. I didn't have enough money. But anyway, she's leaving. Well, technically, she's leaving for North Carolina. Then her and her friend are going to Europe from North Carolina.
All right. We're going to need to test the phone system at some point. I hope one of you guys will volunteer to test the phone system to make sure that I can host it, let Stephen hear it and answer it and work out for next week on Stephen Beyond Classified with Mr. Stephen Ortiz.
When do you want to test it? You want to test it off hours?
Yes, I want to. Yeah, like today sometime or tomorrow sometime or anytime.
What time?
That's right. So how about now? Like as soon as we end this thing, can we test that?
Sure, it'd be good. It'd be good.
Finish
Because I have a meeting until 11:45.
Even does that work for your bald, pitiful ass?
Yeah, I can hang out for a few minutes. Let's go.
Your ass is bald and pitiful.
Well,
it is. Yeah.
You see, he was putting out one of these. I'm in a wheelchair. Don't pity me. And I don't pity him because he's.
I did not. It was just wheelchair etiquette. You know how often I get people that kneel down next to me with their stank ass breath and yell at me.
It did say, "Don't pity me." Don't pity me, right? It did say that.
Yeah, it does say that in there.
Well, I don't pity you because you're in a wheelchair. I pity you because you're bald, and everybody knows.
But I choose this.
Pitiful.
I not pity you because you're ugly. No, you didn't choose that. No.
Do you need me for anything? Because I zoned out for the past 5 minutes or so.
No, I'm not surprised that you zoned. No, actually, yeah, we need you to zone out. That's what we need you to do. If you don't mind zoning out the rest of the day, could you? All right. Don't forget to turn on your radio. We're out of here. Bye for now.
Finish inside me. Finish inside me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Because you're black?
How many hard R's just made my day? Finish inside me.
me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen.